Chapter 364. The lanky man attacked fiercely, causing the air to explode. The iron rod seemed to be as thick as an arm, but it was as heavy as a mountain. Hee, good one. Dong Fong Xiong laughed and punched out with his right fist. There were no flashy moves or flashes of light. It was a solid punch that landed on the iron rod. Clang! An ear-piercing metallic sound was heard, causing the air around to tremble, forming wave-like ripples. Lin Xian used his spirit energy to cover Situ Tao and his son, ensuring their safety. Otherwise, the shockwave alone would have killed them both. Under everyone's shocked gaze, the lanky man was sent flying, and his iron rod fell to the ground. What? The Lion Regiment members were shocked. Their eyeballs almost popped out. The scarred man frowned, as well, looking at Dong Fong Xiong with a gloomy gaze. The tall and skinny man was his trusted subordinate. He was an early harmonious spirit expert. Although he looked thin and weak, his strength was astonishing. Ordinary harmonious spirit realm warriors were no match for this lanky man in terms of pure strength. However, such an expert was sent flying by someone. Moreover, it was with pure physical strength. How could they not be shocked? Brat, how dare you hurt him? The scarred man's tone was stern. As the leader of the regiment, he had to take action. A jet-black, treasured blade appeared in the air. The scarred man held the treasured blade in his hand, his body emitting a dazzling blade light. You want to fight? I'll play with you. Lin Xian took a step forward, the sword energy on his body surging as if it was going to pierce the sky. This aura was very strong, suppressing the black blade light in the sky. What? This is impossible, the Lion Regiment members exclaimed. That was their leader, the famous wild blade, Gui Jianqiu. But now he was suppressed by a young man in terms of aura. Ghost? This was definitely a ghost. The scarred man was also shocked. He felt that he was not facing a young man, but a peerless divine sword with incomparable sharpness. Sword intent. He immediately thought of this terrifying intent realm. One should know that sword intent and blade intent were both unparalleled offensive intents. It was very difficult for ordinary people to comprehend them. Even he had not comprehended blade intent. At this moment, the knife-scarred man actually had the thought of retreating. Even he couldn't believe that he was actually afraid of a young man. However, his body betrayed him. However, at this moment, a loud voice came from the sky again. Situ Tao, you guys are actually here. Hearing this voice, the scar-faced man quickly withdrew his saber light. Lin Xian also dispersed his sword intent, turning back into a handsome young man. Everyone looked up and saw a huge black shadow descending rapidly from the sky. It was a demonic bird. Its entire body was fiery red, and the feathers on its body burned like flames. There were 3 figures standing on top of it. At this moment, they were looking down. Pu Piu, the flaming bird landed on the ground, blowing away the surrounding rocks. The eyes of the old man in the middle were like lightning as he quickly scanned the surroundings. The Lion Regiment, when he saw the scar-faced man, he frowned. Shifeng had heard of this team before. Their leader, Mad Blade Ghost Grimace, in particular, was rumored to be extremely difficult to deal with. However, he was not afraid of these people. Mad Blade, how dare you set your eyes on the Jiang family's goods? You've got guts. The Jiang family? The scar-faced man's face darkened when he heard these 2 words. He squeezed out an ugly smile and said, the information this time was wrong. We really didn't know that these goods belonged to the Jiang family. We've offended you. We'll take our leave first. We'll definitely apologize to the Jiang family in the future. With that, he quickly left with a group of people. He looked as if he was escaping. Humph! The old man in the middle snorted coldly and did not pursue the matter. However, the 2 young men beside him looked at him with disdain. The Jiang family? Lin Xian was surprised. the powerful scar-faced man, and the others were actually so afraid of these two words. It seemed that the Jiang family was very powerful. Oh, right, the Jiang family. I wonder if Jiang Sanfeng is from the Jiang family? Lin Xian suddenly remembered the person that Old Man Deke had asked him to look for. However, it was not convenient for him to ask about the current situation. Forget it. Since the Jiang family is so powerful, there will be plenty of opportunities in the future. Lin Xian calmed down. Situ Tao, did you bring the goods? The old man asked. Yes, Situ Tao replied respectfully. All right, come on up. The old man waved his hand and brought Lin Xian and the others onto the flame bird. Up. With a command, the huge flame bird flapped its wings again and soared into the sky. On the back of the bird, the three Jiang family members stood in front without looking back. Situ Tao and his son sat there uneasily. They were only Sea of Soul realm martial artists and had never sat on such a demonic beast before. However, Dongfeng Xiong was very excited. His bell-like eyes stared at the back of the bird, and he kept muttering. Lin Xian's soul power was abnormal. When he heard Dongfeng Xiong's words, he could not help but laugh. This guy was actually thinking about how to eat this demonic beast. Moreover, Lin Xian was not the only one who heard him. One of the Jiang family members in front suddenly turned around and stared coldly at Dongfeng Xiong. Dongfeng Xiong scratched the back of his head and smiled foolishly. Humph, country bumpkin. That disciple looked back with disdain. The flame bird flew very fast. In a moment, they saw a city. However, it was obvious that they could not fly in the city. The Jiang family elder let the flame bird land, and the group walked into the city. The city of Dragonstar Nation was much bigger and more prosperous than Heavenly Mountain Nation. In the northwest of the city, there was a cluster of pavilions, all of which belonged to the Jiang family. Lin Xian and the others were arranged to stay, while Situ Tao followed the old man to hand over the goods. Since they had nothing to do, Lin Xian and the others planned to walk around the city and see if there was anything fun to do. The streets were very wide and were paved with huge bluestones that were abnormally hard. There were many snack bars on both sides, but Dongfeng Xiong was not interested. His favorite food was still demonic beasts. On the other hand, Situ Jing's face was flushed red with excitement. Sigh, almost again. Damn it, we lost money again. Lin Xian noticed many martial artists walking over with bitter faces, their eyes full of unwillingness. What's wrong with these people? Dongfeng Xiong scratched his head. I don't know, but they all seem to be coming from the front, Lin Xian said. Should we go and take a look? Sure. Situ Jing was overjoyed. The three of them walked over quickly. At the end of the street, there was a black mass of people, making the surroundings impenetrable. Inside, cheers could be heard from time to time, but most of the time, it was a sigh. What are they doing? Lin Xian and the others were curious. So many people can't get in. Situ Jing looked disappointed. Brother Xiong, it's up to you, Lin Xian said with a smile. Don't worry, leave it to me, Dongfeng Xiong said with a grin. After that, he used his large hands that were like iron pincers to forcibly tear the crowd apart. Lin Xian and Li Chia followed behind him and easily squeezed through the crowd. What's this? Lin Xian came to the innermost area and saw a magical scene. Chapter 365. After squeezing into the crowd, Lin Xian saw a martial artist in front of him who was attacking a black stone tablet. The man's punches were so fast that they left an afterimage in the air. Bang! A deep sound was heard, and the ground around him trembled slightly. However, the huge black stone tablet did not move at all. However, on the surface of the stone tablet, there were 4 bright red stars that were shining brightly. Sigh, another failure. The crowd sighed and lamented. What is this? Situ Jing asked curiously. A young martial artist who was closest to them said, "This is a strength testing stone. It can test a martial artist's strength. Do you see those 10 vertical stars? Each star represents 10,000 jin. When your strength reaches the required level, those stars will light up." "Then why did you say that I failed?" Lin Xian asked. "This is a strength testing stone. Each test will cost 100 mid-grade spirit stones, but if someone can light up 6 stars, the stall owner will give them 10,000 mid-grade spirit stones for free." "I see." Lin Xian understood. To light up 6 stars, one must have at least 60,000 pounds of strength. Even a harmonious spirit realm martial artist would find it hard to achieve this. Spirit transformation realm martial artists would not play this game, so the stall owner was obviously trying to make a profit. One should know that mid-grade spirit stones were hard currency. 100 mid-grade spirit stones for a test was not cheap. However, this was the Dragon Star Empire. There were plenty of rich martial artists here. Soon, another martial artist walked out. He was a man in his 40s. His face was slightly yellow, and his clothes were thin. He looked like a teacher. "Can he do it?" The crowd was puzzled. "It's hard to say. I can't sense his aura. He might be an expert." Someone analyzed. The middle-aged man rolled up his sleeves, revealing his yellowed wrist. He clenched his 5 fingers together and waved his palm lightly, as if a cloud had floated past. "No way, what is he doing?" Someone sneered. But in the next moment, everyone was stunned. Buzz, buzz. The palm wind hit the black strength testing stone, and the stars on it lit up quickly. 1 star, 2 stars. The crowd held their breaths in anticipation. Buzz. When the 5th star lit up, everyone's hearts jumped to their throats. However, the 6th star did not light up. Sigh. We were so close. Everyone sighed again. Dong Feng Xiong, on the other hand, was waiting with his bell-like eyes, looking eager to give it a try. However, at this time, a few sneers came from the side. "What a bunch of trash. It's been so long, and no one has been able to strike out the 6th star. Hearing this, many people were angry. They had tried before, but all of them failed. "Who are you calling trash?" Many people glared at him. However, when they saw the person who spoke, many of them were stunned. Lin Xian also looked over curiously, only to see 3 young men standing not far to his left. They were dressed in luxurious clothes, and their faces were filled with arrogance. The word Jiang was painted on their chests. They are disciples of the Jiang family. Lin Xian frowned slightly. These people did not look like good people. So what if I'm talking about you? Trash is trash." One of the young men sneered. Those people did not dare to talk back, but their faces turned purplish-black. "If you're so good, then go ahead. It's not too late to mock others when you strike out the 6th star." There was a hint of anger in this voice. "What did you say?" That young man was angry that someone dared to talk back to him. He looked around and quickly locked onto the person who spoke. A young man in white held a folding fan in his hand and gently fanned it. His handsome face immediately attracted the attention of the female martial artists present. Beside him stood a woman. However, she wore a silver mask that covered her beautiful face. However, her exposed eyes were like the bright moon, very moving. Such a handsome young man, and a mysterious woman quickly attracted everyone's attention. "Were you the one who questioned me just now?" The Jiang family disciple looked unfriendly. Everyone knows how to be sarcastic. "If you want to mock others, show me your strength first." The young man in white smiled indifferently. "Do you know who you're talking to?" The Jiang family disciple sneered. "Do you believe that I can make you stay here forever? This is Dragon Star Nation City, not your Jiang family's territory." The young man in white disagreed. "Besides, you're just a small branch. What's there to be proud of?" The 3 Jiang family disciples were enraged. In Qingshan City, they always kept their word, and no one dared to talk back to them. But now, someone actually dared to talk back to them. With a cold snort, a dangerous aura surged out from that disciple. Sita Jing was the closest, and her strength was weak, so she was hit by the aura. Lin Xian reacted quickly and cut off the aura with a finger and quickly protected Sita Jing. You dare to stop me? You're courting death. That Jiang family disciple suddenly turned his head and looked at Lin Xian with a cold gaze. The other two also looked over with killing intent in their eyes. Your aura hurt a child. Don't tell me you don't allow others to fight back. Lin Xian's face darkened. That's right. I don't think you're good people. Dongfang Xiong also said angrily. What did you say? The three of them were furious. Someone dared to talk back to them again. The surrounding warriors also looked on nervously. They knew that these three guys were the little tyrants of Qingshan City. Usually they used their status as Jiang family disciples to bully men and women, but no one dared to provoke them. Today's situation would definitely make them furious. Who are these three people? They don't look familiar, someone said in a low voice. Needless to say, they must be outsiders. How would the people of Qingshan City dare to find trouble with them? The three of you kneel down and kowtow, and I'll spare your lives. Jiang Feng said with a glare. Are you a dog or something, biting everyone you see? Lin Xian sneered. He was not afraid of such people. Biting people? Are you a dog demon? Quickly show your true form. I'm going to subdue you, Dongfang Xiong said with a serious face. Buffed. Finally, someone in the crowd could not help but laugh. The others also tried their best to hold back their laughter, but the smiles on their faces were clearly visible. I'm going to kill you. Jiang Feng was furious. Someone actually dared to scold him. He must cut off his tongue. Brother, you're wrong. Calling him a dog, isn't that an insult to dogs? The young man in white said with a smile. The crowd laughed in surprise, and various expressions appeared on their faces. What was going on today? Why were there so many fierce people all of a sudden? First, Jiang Feng was called a dog demon. Now, he was even worse than a dog. I'm going to kill you, Jiang Feng shouted to the sky with a ferocious expression. The two of you attack. After saying that, the three of them were about to attack. Little brothers, listen to this old man's words. The stall owner came out and said quickly, this matter started because of the strength testing stone. Why don't we use the strength testing stone to solve it? What do you think? Chapter 366. The stall owner of the strength testing stone was a short old man with a goatee and his eyes narrowed into slits. He smiled and said, Little brothers, why don't we use the strength testing stone to settle this matter? Everyone was stunned and looked at the old man in shock. The other party was a disciple of the Jiang family. If they were angered, they would definitely lose their lives. Even so, everyone was very interested in the old man's suggestion. Until now, no one had been able to hit 6 stars. They wondered if these people could succeed. Lin Xian did not think much of it, but Dongfang Xiong was abnormally excited. His bell-sized eyes bloomed with endless brilliance. The white-robed youth also nodded in agreement. I have no problem, but I'm afraid the Jiang family disciples won't dare to accept the challenge. Humph, why wouldn't they dare? Jiang Feng sneered. Since you're courting death, I'll fulfill your wish. But if you lose, you'll be at my disposal. Then what if you lose? Lin Xian asked in a low voice. Are you joking? Brother Feng will lose? Another Jiang family disciple said, Since it's a bet, it's better to agree on it beforehand. Otherwise, someone might renege on the debt. The white-robed youth said slowly. What do you want? Jiang Feng asked back. We won't punish you, but in the future, if you meet us, you'll have to stay 10 meters away, Lin Xian said slowly. You're courting death. No one has ever dared to make such a request of me. Jiang Feng's face darkened. He was a disciple of the Jiang family. His body was very honorable. How could he avoid others? So you don't dare? The white-robed youth waved his fan. If you don't dare, then forget it. We won't force you. Who says I don't dare? Jiang Feng was anxious. There were so many people here. If he did not agree, others would definitely think too much. Okay, I agree. Jiang Feng's expression was full of confidence. I won't lose. Cut the crap. I can't wait. Dongfang Xiong rubbed his hands. Little brothers, the strength testing stone tablets rules are 100 mid-grade spirit stones each time. The old man with the goatee smiled. What? You dare to take our money? The Jiang family disciples stared. Everyone was stunned. This old man was really greedy. He even dared to earn money. From the Jiang family. Was he not afraid of revenge? Sir, here are 100 mid-grade spirit stones. The young man in white handed over a bag of spirit stones. I'm not like some people who can't even afford 100 mid-grade spirit stones. I don't look like a disciple of a big family. It's only 100 spirit stones. I have plenty of them. Jiang Feng's expression was cold as he took out a bag of spirit stones from his storage ring. Lin Xian took out 2 bags of spirit stones and handed them to the short old man. Who's first? Dongfang Xiong asked. I'll go first. Jiang Feng took a step forward and arrived in front of the testing area. Looking at the cold strength measuring stone tablet, Jiang Feng secretly circulated his spirit energy and punched out. Suddenly, the air in front of him exploded, and the violent impact hit the black stone tablet. Wong! The black stone tablet trembled slightly, and stars lit up one after another. Everyone looks over curiously, wanting to see if this Jiang family disciple is able to hit out 6-star jades. The first 4 stars quickly lit up, and the 5th star was the last to light up, flickering with a dazzling red light. As everyone watched, the red light of the 5th star gradually deepened and finally turned purple, but the 6th star still did not light up. The surrounding cultivators hissed and sighed in disappointment. Failed. Even a Jiang family disciple failed. Is there really no one who can hit out 6-star jades? They could not be blamed for being disappointed. While Jiang Feng's reputation was not good, but everyone knew his power. He definitely surpassed martial artists of the same level. Impossible! When Jiang Feng saw the result, he immediately became anxious. There's a problem. There must be a problem. How can I only have 250 kilograms of strength? Jiang Feng did not believe it. He had used almost all his strength in that punch, but even so, he still did not hit out 6-star jades. Tell me, is there a problem with this? Jiang Feng pulled the old man with the goatee next to him. Little brother, there's definitely no problem with this strength measuring stone. The old man said in a panic, if you don't have the ability, then don't blame others. The white-robed young man sneered. What did you say? Jiang Feng roared. I said, if you don't have the ability, then don't find excuses. What strength measuring stone is broken? The white-robed young man sneered. Don't implicate the innocent. Don't forget that there are so many people here watching. You don't want the Jiang family's reputation to be tarnished, right? The white-robed young man said as he waved his fan. Humph. Jiang Feng threw the short old man to the side. I want to see how you can hit out 6-star jades. The white-robed young man smiled and slowly walked towards the strength-measuring stone. His eyes focused, and a sharp aura was emitted from his body. The white-robed young man quickly waved his palm. Buzz. The terrifying palm landed on the black strength-measuring stone, causing the ground to tremble slightly. The 5 stars on it quickly lit up. Under everyone's anxious attention, the 5th star shone brightly, and its color changed from red to purple and finally to black. But the 6th star still did not light up. It didn't light up? The white-robed young man frowned. How can this be? The eyes of the silver-masked woman in the distance were also filled with confusion. Everyone was in an uproar. They did not expect that even the white-robed young man could not hit out 6-star jades. Humph! What about 6-star jades? Jiang Feng sneered. You still think that there's no problem with the strength measuring stone? Or are you also a piece of trash? This fellow is obviously lying to everyone. He looked at the short old man with killing intent in his eyes. Daring to lie to him, Jiang Feng, is an unforgivable crime. The white-robed young man was puzzled. He believed in his own strength. That punch just now was definitely not as simple as 250 kilograms. But why didn't the 6-star light up? Is there really a problem with the strength measuring stone? Shaking his head, the white-robed young man turned to look at the short old man. It's none of my business. Little brothers, there's really no problem with the strength measuring stone. The short old man shrunk his body. There are still 2 more people. Maybe those 2 little brothers can hit out 6-star jades. If they can't, then it's not too late to punish me. Hearing this, everyone looked at Lin Xian and Dongfang Xiong, but they ignored Lin Xian and focused their attention on Dongfang Xiong. There was no choice. Lin Xian's body was too thin and weak. Moreover, his cultivation did not even reach the harmonious spirit realm. How could such a person hit 6-star jades? On the other hand, Dongfang Xiong's muscles were filled with explosive power. He looked very promising. Maybe he could really hit 6-star jades? Jiang Feng looked at the 2 of them and said in a deep voice, All right, let's let them try. If they can't hit 6-star jades, I won't let you off. That's right. That's right. The short old man nodded. Don't worry, old man. I'm sure I can hit it. Dongfang Xiong grinned. Little brother Lin, you want to go first? Chapter 367. Lin Xian nodded and slowly walked in front of the strength testing stone and observed it carefully. His eyes flashed as he secretly used his eye technique, but he still did not find anything out of the ordinary. Taking a deep breath, Lin Xian could only use the normal method to test his strength. Circulating the spiritual power in his body, he waved his right hand, and a huge phantom of a mountain appeared. Seal of mountains and rivers. Lin Xian unleashed the power of mountains and rivers at the strength testing stone. Everyone was shocked, as they did not expect that this seemingly weak youth could actually unleash such a terrifying attack. Boom! The strength testing stone glowed, and 5 stars quickly lit up. The 5th star was bright red. Everyone was disappointed, as even Jiang Feng could not compare to this level. But thinking about Lin Xian's cultivation, everyone was relieved. To be able to achieve such a result was already something to be proud of. The white-robed youth was disappointed and no longer paid attention to Lin Xian. Jiang Feng sneered. As expected, he is trash. No, he is even worse than trash. Dongfang Xiong revealed a strange expression. This strength was not like the Lin Xian he knew. Lin Xian's expression was indifferent, as he did not use his full strength for this punch. But even so, according to his calculations, it should not be only 250 kilograms of strength. Is there really a problem with this strength testing stone? Lin Xian frowned. Humph, who said that 6 stars must be 250 kilograms of strength? Lord Alcohol sneered. Lin Xian was stunned. Could it be? With Lord Alcohol's reminder, Lin Xian suddenly thought of a possibility as he looked at the short, old man beside him. He saw the old man's body trembling, as if he was afraid, but his eyes did not reveal any fear. Something is wrong. Lin Xian rubbed his chin. It is finally my turn. Dongfang Xiong jumped out impatiently. At this moment, everyone's gaze was on Dongfang Xiong, as he was their last hope. Old thing, you better pray that he can hit 6 stars, or you are dead. Jiang Fengguang looked at the short old man with a sinister expression. Relax, I will definitely be able to hit 6 stars. Dongfang Xiong grinned. Standing in front of the black testing stone, his tall body exploded with a series of popping sounds like beans being fried. In the next moment, his entire aura changed. His eyes became sharp and decisive, like a ferocious beast that had just woken up from a deep slumber. His original silly smile was replaced by a grave and stern expression. He raised his right fist slightly, and the muscles on it bulged like a dragon. Dongfang Xiong growled as his right fist suddenly punched out. The air exploded with a rumbling sound. It was as if a real mountain had landed on the ground. Strong winds blew in all directions, causing everyone to be unable to open their eyes. Boom. The strength testing stone let out a deep sound, and the entire stone tablet started to tremble. Under everyone's horrified gazes, the stars above quickly lit up. 1, 2, 3. The fifth heart quickly lit up, turning from bright red to purple, and finally to black. After turning black, the 6 stars suddenly lit up. That dazzling red was like a red sun, illuminating the surroundings. It's lit up. It's really lit up. The 6 stars really lit up. Everyone exclaimed in surprise. Jiang Feng's face darkened, and the 2 Jiang family disciples beside him also looked uneasy, wishing they could leave this place immediately. Dongfang Xiong hit 6 stars, which meant that there was no problem with the strength testing stone. Then the problem was Jiang Feng's strength. Thinking that a Jiang family disciple, a harmonious spirit expert, was actually not as good as an unknown kid. Thinking of this, Jiang Feng had the urge to vomit blood. Beside him, the white-robed youth was also shocked. He carefully looked at Dongfang Xiong, and his eyes were filled with battle intent. What a terrifying strength. This guy's strength should be in strength. The white-robed youth thought, I am little one Zishu. How should I address you? The white-robed youth asked, my name is Dongfang Xiong, and this is little brother Lin Xian. Dongfang Xiong scratched his head and smiled. However, everyone obviously ignored Lin Xian. Many people looked at Dongfang Xiong as if they were looking at a monster. No, I must have made a mistake just now. This time, I will definitely hit it. Jiang Feng gritted his teeth and said, as a disciple of the Jiang family, he could not lose to someone of unknown origin. Throwing out another bag of spirit stones, Jiang Feng walked in front of the strength testing stone. His body emitted a blue light, as unfathomable as the ocean. The surrounding spirit energy crazily surged, forming a terrifying blue fist shadow behind him, emitting a terrifying aura. Break for me! Jiang Feng shouted angrily. The blue spirit energy wrapped around his fist, and he suddenly punched out. The blue fist shadow behind him followed his movement and quickly bombarded the strength testing stone. Boom! An explosion sounded in the air, as if a mountain rock had exploded, causing the air to boil. Everyone looked again, wanting to see if Jiang Feng, who had used all of his strength, could hit the 6th star. However, everyone was disappointed. The 5th star turned from purple to black like a black jade, but the 6th star still did not light up. Impossible! This is impossible. Why didn't I succeed? Jiang Feng's eyes showed a trace of panic. He had used all of his strength. Not only did he use all of his spirit energy, but he also used the surrounding spirit energy. He had absolute confidence in this punch. Furthermore, the force was definitely above 70,000 kilograms. However, why did the 6th star still not light up? Beside him, Lin Xian furrowed his brows as he fell into deep thought. With his outstanding spirit energy, he could naturally sense the strength of that punch. According to his deduction, although it was not as strong as Dongfang Xiong, it should be able to hit the 6th star. Damn it! How much strength is required to hit the 6th star? Lin Xian cursed inwardly. If I'm not wrong, the minimum requirement for the 6th star should be 50,000 kilograms of strength, Lord Alcohol said through voice transmission. 50,000 kilograms. Lin Xian almost jumped up. This was too terrifying. This kind of strength was very close to that of a spirit transformation realm expert. No wonder so many people could not hit the 6th star. Damn it. This thing actually requires 50,000 kilograms of strength. Then he thought that Dongfang Xiong was definitely not an ordinary person, since he could hit 50,000 kilograms of strength. What do you know? This strength testing stone was used to test disciples in ancient times. 6 stars is just a passing grade. It's not a big deal, Lord Alcohol said disdainfully. Lin Xian was speechless. How monstrous were ancient warriors! Although he had never seen them before, he knew that they were definitely not simple from Lord Alcohol's description. I wonder if I can hit the 6 star after using Silver Thunder Body? Lin Xian was eager to give it a try. Firstly, he wanted to test his true strength. Secondly, he wanted to prove to Lord Alcohol that he was not weaker than anyone else. Even if he were to face ancient warriors, he would not admit defeat. With that thought, Lin Xian threw out a bag of spirit stones and prepared to test again. Chapter 368. Seeing Lin Xian's eagerness to try, the others were stunned. Is this guy crazy? Isn't this a waste of money? Yeah, a half-step harmonious spirit kid. It's already very scary. If he can hit 5 stars... Everyone discussed they didn't think that Lin Xian could hit 6 stars. Jiang Feng saw Lin Xian's action and became even angrier. Get out of my way. What's a piece of trash like you doing? Lin Xian's face darkened. He looked at Jiang Feng coldly. It's not certain who's the trash. I advise you not to bite people like a mad dog. Kid, you're looking for death. How dare you talk to me like that? I'll kill you right now. Jiang Feng was furious. A half-step harmonious spirit kid dared to talk to him like that. Kneel down and apologize, or I'll make sure you die a horrible death. Jiang Feng released a powerful aura towards Lin Xian. What do you want? You'll have to ask me first if you dare to bully little brother Lin. Dongfang Xiong stood out. His tall body and fierce eyes made him look like a peerless beast that had appeared in the human world. Everyone thought of the scene when he hit 6 stars and felt an indescribable pressure. How is this a human? This is a beast in human form. Jiang Feng's face darkened. To be honest, he didn't have the confidence to deal with this big guy. Humph. Let's see what a piece of trash like you can do. Jiang Feng sneered. Lin Xian's face darkened slightly. This fellow had provoked him time and time again, causing a killing intent to well up in his heart. But he still managed to control his killing intent. Now that he was in a foreign country, he didn't dare to be careless. And this Jiang family seemed to be related to the person he was looking for. So Lin Xian didn't make a move. But if there was a chance, he wouldn't let Jiang Feng go. Thinking of this, he calmed down and quickly walked to the strength testing stone. This time, he planned to use his real strength. The art of longevity in his body began to circulate, forming a powerful force. Silver lightning appeared on his body, making a crackling sound. The next moment, the surface of his body was covered with mysterious silver lightning runes, as if the god of thunder had descended. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. They felt an astonishing pressure from Lin Xian. Could it be that this fellow didn't use his full strength just now? The crowd found it hard to imagine. The white-robed youth was also surprised. He looked at Lin Xian with a serious expression, his eyes shining with a dazzling light. At the side, Jiang Feng's face became even darker. Lin Xian's aura made him feel extremely uneasy. Damn it! Who the hell is this kid? How could he have such a martial skill? Only Dongfang Xiong grinned foolishly. He had been with Lin Xian for more than a month, so he naturally knew his strength. Lin Xian's physical strength wasn't any weaker than his. Furthermore, Dongfang Xiong knew that Lin Xian was also a swordsman. A swordsman's most powerful ability was, of course, his sword. I thought I was strong enough. I didn't expect there to be someone even stronger. Silver lightning crackled around Lin Xian's body, carrying an extremely dangerous aura. As he walked, he let out a thunderous sound. Clenching his right fist, Lin Xian took a step forward. His body slightly arched like a ferocious cheetah. ready to attack at any time. Boom. Lightning flashed as the silver fist landed on the strength testing stone, letting out an explosive sound. Silver lightning surged, turning the surroundings into a sea of lightning. Occasionally, lightning leaked out, causing cracks to appear on the hard ground. After a while, the silver light dissipated, revealing a black strength testing stone. The crowd looked at the strength testing stone with anticipation. On the black strength testing stone, the first 5 stars quickly lit up, and the 5th star instantly turned purplish black. Buzz. Immediately after, the 6 stars on the stone suddenly lit up, emitting a dazzling light. It's here. The 6th star really appeared. Freak. Too freakish. Everyone cried out in alarm, their expressions stupefied. Hee, Brother Lin, good job. Dongfang Xiong grinned. This guy is definitely not simple. The white-robed young man's expression changed slightly. For the first time, he looked at Lin Xian seriously. Half-step, harmonious spirit cultivation, but his strength is frightening. That strike just now definitely exceeded 100,000 jin. The white-robed young man's expression turned serious. When did such a young expert appear in Green Mountain City? Impossible. This guy can't hit 6 stars. Jiang Feng's expression was very ugly, as if he had eaten a dead fly. Too embarrassing. Someone who was weak, someone whom he viewed as trash, was actually able to hit out 6 stars. He tried twice, but he could only hit 5 stars. This result was too ironic. This was simply slapping his face. Not only did he lose face, but the Jiang family also lost face. Brat, what kind of shameful method did you use? If you know what's good for you, quickly say it. Otherwise, I'll kill you today. Jiang Feng tried his best to distort the truth. Yes, you must have used some shameful method. Little bastard, you're really shameless. The 2 Jiang family disciples beside him also shouted coldly, "Shameful method?" Lin Xian sneered. "The 3 of you are really disappointing. It's fine if you don't have the strength. It's not shameful, but not admitting defeat and distorting the truth. This is shameful. It's really disappointing that the Jiang family has disciples like you." Lin Xian's words were sharp and merciless. What did you say? The 2 Jiang family disciples were angry. "Do you believe that I won't cripple you right now? You can try." Lin Xian took a step forward. The silver lightning on his body turned into a silver dragon and swooped down. Boom. The 2 Jiang family disciples were frightened by this powerful force and sat on the ground. Their faces were as pale as paper. Good, good. The crowd cheered in a low voice. They had long disliked these 3 people, but because of the Jiang family status, they didn't dare to do anything. However, Lin Xian's fierce counterattack made these people very happy. You dare to make a move against a Jiang family disciple. Jiang Feng was furious. His robe fluttered and was filled with terrifying spiritual energy. Don't think that being able to hit out 6 stars is something amazing. You only have great strength, but your cultivation is too weak. I can use my spiritual pressure to crush you to death. Now, I will give you a chance to live. Jiang Feng said arrogantly, "Kneel down and break your arms, then I will spare your life." Jiang Feng had a high and mighty look. He didn't put Lin Xian in his eyes at all. Everyone was silent. Jiang Feng was indeed the same as the rumors. Not only was he arrogant, but he was also cruel. Being able to hit out 6 stars is nothing amazing. If we really fight, I can destroy you with one hand. Jiang Feng had unlimited confidence. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes and said, "It is indeed nothing amazing. But you can't even hit out 6 stars. Aren't you too useless?" "I don't know. What qualifications do you have to be so arrogant? I am a Jiang family disciple. That is enough." Jiang Feng's voice was as cold as a blade. "Offending me will only result in death. Jiang family..." Lin Xian laughed. "In the end, You are just a useless trash that relies on your family. Once you leave your family, you are nothing. What a sharp-tongued brat. But no matter what you say today, you will not be able to escape death. Jiang Feng's face was malevolent like an injured beast. This was the pain in his heart. Now, it was mercilessly exposed by Lin Xian. A cold aura enveloped the surroundings. A terrifying blue fist image formed behind him. Coordinating with the surrounding spiritual energy, it blasted towards Lin Xian. Chapter 369. Jiang Feng was very powerful. A blue fist shadow formed behind him and blasted towards Lin Xian with a violent aura. Lin Xian didn't dodge. He just stood there quietly. Why aren't you dodging? Everyone was stunned and couldn't help but worry for him. Could it be that he intends to take it head on? The young man in white guessed. Humph, he must have been scared silly. The two disciples of the Jiang family sneered. If you don't dodge, then die. A ferocious look appeared in Jiang Feng's eyes, and he channeled his spiritual power even more vigorously. He wanted to turn Lin Xian into mincemeat with a single punch. Seeing the blue fist getting closer and closer, a mysterious rune suddenly appeared in Lin Xian's eyes. What followed was a powerful soul force. After Lin Xian became a grade 3 inscription master, he once again used his eye technique to attack. Wong, an invisible energy wave quickly passed through the fist shadows and acted on Jiang Feng's body. Puff! Jiang Feng's body trembled, and the speed of his attack slowed down. The huge blue fist in the sky also quickly disappeared. This scene caused everyone to be stunned. Jiang Feng's face contorted, as if he was in great pain. The blue spirit power in his body rumbled, and in the next moment, he actually broke through Lin Xian's pupil technique. Unorthodox sect, die. Jiang Feng pounced like a wild beast. Lin Xian was surprised. His soul force was very strong. Ordinary, harmonious spirit realm warriors were no match for him in terms of soul force. But this Jiang Feng was actually able to break through his eye technique attack, which really surprised him, as expected of the Dragon Star Empire. The strength of their martial artists is indeed formidable. Lin Xian once again experienced the strength of this country's martial artists, which was far beyond that of the Heavenly Mountain Empire. However, Lin Xian had more than one method. The inscriptions in his eyes changed rapidly, forming 3 flower patterns. An even more powerful illusion attack rushed towards Jiang Feng. With a blood-curdling scream, Jiang Feng finally couldn't hold on any longer, and his body collapsed. Like a puppet, he stood there with a pained expression on his face. Brother Feng! Brother Feng! 2 of the Jiang family's disciples stepped forward and shouted crazily. Puff! Jiang Feng seemed to have suffered a heavy blow. He spat out a mouthful of blood and collapsed. What did you do to Brother Feng? The 2 disciples screamed. Everyone was horrified, as if they had seen a ghost. They only saw Lin Xian glare at Jiang Feng, who stood there motionless. Then they saw Jiang Feng coughing up blood. What kind of attack is that? Isn't it too strange? Everyone was puzzled. Could it be a soul attack? Someone was puzzled. That's right, it was indeed a soul attack. I didn't expect that Brat's soul force to be so powerful. An expert recognized. The Dragon Star Strong country was truly extraordinary. In just an instant, there were martial artists who recognized the soul attack. You're dead for injuring a disciple of the Jiang clan. That's right, no one can save you if you offend the Jiang family. The 2 disciples of the Jiang family shouted crazily. Lin Xian's expression was grave and stern. His gaze was like 2 sharp swords that pierced into their hearts. Their bodies stiffened and trembled uncontrollably. They sat on the ground like dead dogs, cold sweat flowing down their bodies like rivers. Jiang Feng glared hatefully at Lin Xian. Although he wanted to attack, he didn't have an ounce of strength. Although he only paused for a moment in the outside world, in the spiritual world, he suffered a long period of cruel torture. With a sneer, Lin Xian turned and was about to leave. Dongfang Xiong and Situ quickly followed behind him. Wait a moment, you two little brothers, wait a moment. At this moment, the short old man who had been silent all this time suddenly called out, "Old man, we've already given you the spirit stones." Dongfang Xiong scratched his head and said, "Why are you looking for us?" "Hee, it's not about money." The old man stroked his goatee and smiled evilly. "This strength testing stone was obtained from a sect with much difficulty. At that time, this old man promised them that I would definitely send them a few youths who could reach 6-star. Hee, you two are just right." Everyone rolled their eyes. No matter how they looked at it, they felt that this little old man was a swindler. "That won't do." Dongfang Xiong scratched his head and said, "I'm going to join the Dragon Elephant sect." "What? Dragon Elephant sect?" Everyone was shocked. Their mouths were wide open, as if they could swallow an egg. The white-clothed youth's expression was serious. Then he used a serious gaze to size up Dongfang Xiong. The 3 Jiang family disciples sitting on the ground trembled. It was as if the 3 words Dragon Elephant sect had endless magic. The old man with the goatee's eyes flashed. Then he looked at Dongfang Xiong with interest. It was no wonder that these people were surprised. The Dragon Elephant sect was one of the 6 major powers of the Dragon Elephant Strong country. It was a peak power above everyone else. Lin Xian was also stunned. He didn't expect that the seemingly simple and honest youth beside him was aiming for a peak sect. The old man with the goatee squinted his eyes. "Young man, don't worry. My sect is definitely not inferior to the Dragon Elephant sect." Everyone was stunned. Not inferior to the Dragon Elephant sect? In the Dragon Elephant Strong country, the only sect on the same level as the Dragon Elephant sect was the Great Flag sect. However, the Great Flag sect didn't focus on powerful physical techniques. This old man is obviously an old swindler. Everyone shook their heads. "Really? I can think about it." Dongfang Xiong scratched his head and said, "How about this? After you go with me, I guarantee that you will enter the inner sect within 3 months." The old man with the goatee smiled. "How about it? This is a green path specially open for you." "Okay, I promise you." Dongfang Xiong nodded his head. Everyone was stunned. This is also possible. AI, such a good martial arts genius, was actually cheated away by an old swindler. Lin Xian was not too worried. Although Dongfang Xiong looked simple and honest, he had never suffered a loss before. He was definitely a wise youth. The old man with the goatee was overjoyed. He once again turned his head to look at Lin Xian. "Young man, what about you?" Lin Xian rubbed his nose. "Many thanks for old man's good intentions. However, I cannot join your sect." "Oh, why is that?" the old man with the goatee asked. "This time, I came to the Dragon Star Strong country to find a person. Furthermore, my martial arts are not in the aspect of body refinement." "Not in body refinement?" Everyone was stunned. "You already hit out 6 stars, and you still say that you don't specialize in body refinement. This brat wouldn't die trying to act cool, right?" "There is a possibility. Perhaps it is to attract the old man's attention." The short old man had a face of astonishment. However, when he recalled that Lin Xian had used his soul eye technique, he understood. Forget it. This brat might be a soul cultivator. He shook his head. Furthermore, his body refinement technique seems to be very special. "All right, since it is like this, I will not force you." Finishing, the short old man looked at Dongfang Xiong. "You can leave with me." "Hee, little brother Lin, let's meet again if fate allows." Dongfang Xiong waved towards Lin Xian and Sita Jing. Before leaving with the short old man, "Big brother Dongfang, what about your reward?" Sita Jing asked loudly. I don't want it anymore. Dongfang Xiong laughed. Let's go. Lin Xian pulled Situ Jing and prepared to leave. Looking at Lin Xian's back, Jiang Feng and the other two revealed a sinister gaze. Chapter 370. Brother Feng, what should we do? Are we just going to watch that brat leave? The two Jiang family disciples said angrily, We're injured now, so we shouldn't act rashly. Let that brat be proud for a while. When we recover, it'll be his time to die. Let's go. You two help me up. Jiang Feng gritted his teeth and said. The two Jiang family disciples supported Jiang Feng and walked towards the Jiang residence shakily. Lin Xian and Situ Jing left the strength testing stone stall and returned to the Jiang residence. At this moment, Situ Tao had already handed over the goods and received a generous reward. When he saw Lin Xian return, a smile appeared on his sallow face. Brother Lin, you're finally back. This is your reward. Situ Tao said happily, where's Brother Dongfang? He's not here? Brother Dongfang left. He even said he didn't want the reward. Situ Jing said. After that, Lin Xian briefly explained the situation to Situ Tao, and Situ Tao quickly understood. Forget it. It seems like Brother Dongfang has a great opportunity. We can only wish him well. Situ Tao said, Brother Lin, what do you plan to do next? Me? Lin Xian pondered for a moment, then said in a deep voice, I want to meet the Jiang family's elder. Jiang family's elder? Situ Tao was stunned for a moment. Brother Lin, are you in trouble? To be honest, I'm here to find someone. This person might have a lot to do with the Jiang family. Lin Xian explained. All right, I've been handing over goods with Elder Jiang Song all year round, so I'm quite familiar with him. How about this? I'll bring you to see him tomorrow. Uncle Situ, why don't you bring me there now? All right, follow me. Situ Tao saw that Lin Xian was a little anxious, so he didn't dare to delay. The two of them walked towards Elder Jiang Song's residence. On the other hand, when Jiang Feng and the other two returned to the Jiang residence with injuries, they immediately alarmed the entire Jiang residence. The disciple in charge of guarding the door was even more shocked as he rushed forward. Brother Jiang Feng, what happened? Who beat you up like this? Rebellion. This is rebellion. How dare someone hit a disciple of the Jiang family? Brother Feng, where is he? I'll go kill him. Jiang Feng waved his hand weakly. That kid ran away a long time ago. Help me back to recuperate. Everyone did not dare to be negligent, and hurriedly helped Jiang Feng's group of three inside. In one of the Jiang Manor's courtyards, Elder Jiang Song looked at Lin Xian with a slight frown. Situ Tao, why did you bring a child here? Elder Jiang, I have some questions to ask, Lin Xian said slowly. Oh, you're asking me? What's the matter? A trace of surprise appeared on Elder Jiang Song's face. He had never met Lin Xian, let alone had any interactions with Lin Xian, so he was very curious about what Lin Xian wanted to ask. Elder, may I ask if there is a person called Jiang Sanfeng in the Jiang estate? Lin Xian asked with a glimmer of hope. Jiang Sanfeng. Elder Jiang Song's expression was strange. Why are you asking this? Seeing the vigilance in Elder Jiang Song's eyes, Lin Xian smiled. Elder, please don't worry. I'm only here to look for this person under the orders of my elders. Seeing that Lin Xian did not seem to be lying, Elder Jiang Song nodded slightly. There is indeed a person called Jiang Sanfeng in the Jiang estate, but I wonder which one you are looking for? Which one? Lin Xian was stunned. There were actually many people called Jiang Sanfeng. He did not expect this situation. After thinking for a moment, he said in a deep voice, The person I'm looking for is at least middle-aged. According to Old Man DK, this person was saved by him a few decades ago. Now, this person was at least 50 years old, which was why Lin Xian said this. Middle-aged? Jiang Song raised his teacup. There is indeed an elder called Jiang Sanfeng in the Jiang estate. Elder, Can you introduce me to him? Lin Xian felt a glimmer of hope in his heart. Elder Jiang Sanfeng is the elder of the Martial Skills Pavilion in the estate. He has a high position and is not someone you can meet. Elder Jiang Song refused flatly. Moreover, Elder Jiang Sanfeng has not left the Martial Skills Pavilion for many years. He can't be the person you are looking for. Lin Xian's face darkened. The elder of the Martial Skills Pavilion had a high position. It seemed that this person was very likely to be the person he was looking for. However, an elder with such a high position would not meet an unknown young man like him. Take this time as an example. If it was not for Sidu Tao's recommendation, he would not have met Elder Jiang Song. All right, you can leave now. The Jiang clan is approaching, and the estate is very busy. Don't come again. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude. Elder Jiang Song said in a deep voice. Brother Lin, let's go. Don't disturb Elder Jiang Song, Situ Tao said softly. All right, Lin Xian sighed. He had no other choice but to leave temporarily. However, when he turned around, he heard Elder Jiang Song's whisper. Sai, there's not much time left. Ia still hasn't broken through. Breakthrough? Lin Xian's eyes turned. He remembered Elder Jiang Song talking about the clan meeting. If he guessed correctly, the clan meeting of such a large clan would definitely have a competition between the younger generation. The Jiang clan in Qingshan City was probably just a small branch. Elder Jiang Song must be worried about the cultivation of the younger generation. Seems like there's a way. Lin Xian's lips curled into a smile. He stopped in his tracks and suddenly turned around to look at Elder Jiang Song with a smile. Hey, why aren't you leaving? Elder Jiang Song's face darkened as he asked sternly. I heard that elders seem to be worried about the cultivation of the Jiang clan disciples. Is that true? Lin Xian asked. How dare you eavesdrop? Elder Jiang Song's eyes flashed coldly. His anger scared Sidu Tao so much that he almost fell. Elder, please calm down. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I just wanted to share some of Elder's worries. Worries? Do you have a way? If you want to increase your cultivation in a short period of time, I might have a way. Lin Xian's face was calm and confident. You? Elder Jiang Song revealed a suspicious look. Young man, let me give you a piece of advice. Don't boast. The Jiang clan isn't a place where you can behave atrociously. Elder Jiang Song's tone carried a trace of coldness. If Lin Xian wasn't brought here by Sidu Tao, he would have already kicked Lin Xian out. It was no wonder that Elder Jiang Song didn't believe him. Lin Xian was indeed too young. No matter how he looked at him, he looked like someone from a small country. How could this kind of person have a way? Seeing Elder Jiang Song's suspicion, Lin Xian smiled. He didn't expect Elder Jiang Song to believe him so easily. However, he had plenty of ways. 3 lines void spirit pill. It can allow a harmonious spirit realm martial artist to increase a small realm. I wonder if Elder Jiang Song has heard of it? What? Hearing Lin Xian's words, Elder Jiang Song's arm trembled. The teacup in his hand suddenly shook, and the spirit tea inside spilled out. Chapter 371. You know of the 3-pattern void spirit pill? Elder Jiang Song asked with a trembling voice. He looked like a completely different person from before. He no longer had the cold and stern look from before. Of course, Lin Xian gave a mysterious smile. All right, Sidu Tao, you may leave first. I have something to discuss with young hero Lin, Elder Jiang Song said in a deep voice after calming himself down. After sending Sidu Tao away, Elder Jiang Song looked at Lin Xian. All right, there's no one here. Tell me honestly, how do you know of the 3-pattern void spirit pill? Jiang Song asked. Not only have I heard of the 3-pattern void spirit pill, but I also know how to refine it, Lin Xian said with a smile. You know how to refine it? Elder Jiang Song was even more surprised. His eyes flickered as he stared at Lin Xian and sighed. Young man, don't speak too loudly. Otherwise, it won't be easy to clean up the mess. How would I dare lie in front of an elder? Lin Xian said seriously. Humph. It looks like if I don't teach you a lesson, you will really think that the Jiang family is easy to deceive. Elder Jiang Song's expression suddenly sank as he said in a deep voice, I saw this 3-patterned void spirit pill in an ancient book. Not only is it difficult to refine, but the pill formula is also said to have been lost. How can a young man like you refine such a precious pill? Naturally, it was taught to me by my master. The corners of Lin Xian's mouth curled up. He once again used his mysterious and powerful master to intimidate the other party. Master? Elder Jiang Song still didn't believe him. Xiao Xuanzi, do as I say. I guarantee that this old man will be convinced, Lord Alcohol said with a voice transmission. Lin Xian nodded slightly before looking at Elder Jiang Song and slowly saying, Elder, is there an intense evil fire in your body? Furthermore, your spirit energy is often misaligned, preventing you from calming down. How do you know? Elder Jiang Song was astonished. I can tell from Elder's face that these kids are overworking themselves. They're just too anxious. Furthermore, Elder's pursuit of martial arts is a little impatient. As a result, there's an evil fire in his body, preventing his spirit energy from circulating smoothly. Elder Jiang Feng was shocked. What Lin Xian said was basically the same as the truth. Now, he was 70 to 80% sure that Lin Xian wouldn't have known about this if he didn't have a powerful ability. Seeing the change in Elder Jiang Song, Lin Xian smiled again. Actually, this symptom is very easy to treat. As long as Elder can relax and take the revitalization pill that I have refined, I guarantee that you will recover completely within 3 days. Really? Elder Jiang Song's face was filled with joy. The recent matters needed him too much. He couldn't let anything happen to his body at this time. I wouldn't dare to deceive an elder, Lin Xian said. Then, what about the matter of the 3-mark spirit void pill? Elder Jiang Song asked again. Of course it's true. I can concoct a 3-mark void spirit pill for the Jiang residents. However, Elder, please refer me to Senior Jiang Sanfeng. All right, as long as you can refine the 3-mark spirit void pill, I will definitely recommend you. Elder Jiang Song patted his chest and promised. This pill was too important to the Jiang residents. It might be able to turn the situation around in the family meeting. Refining the 3-mark fish spirit void pill requires some precious spiritual herbs. I wonder how long until the Jiang family meeting. There's still a month. Is there enough time? Elder Jiang Song was nervous. Almost. As long as the medicinal herbs are gathered, I will only need 2 or 3 days to refine it. Next, Lin Xian took out a pen and paper and began to list the required medicinal herbs. Soon, he handed the paper over. These are the medicinal herbs that the spiritual apothecary needs to refine the 3-mark spirit void pill. Senior, please hurry up. The following medicinal herbs are to help you get rid of the evil fire in your body. The required medicinal herbs are still here, Lin Xian said. Elder Jiang Song skimmed through it and found that the 3-mark spirit void pill was indeed some precious medicinal herbs. He had been in charge of the family business for many years and had some understanding of medicinal herbs. Therefore, he could roughly see that Lin Xian's medicinal herbs were not written casually but contained a certain pharmacology. Young hero Lin, don't worry. I will arrange for people to gather them quickly. Please stay in the Jiang residence for a few days. Good. I will wait for the medicinal herbs to arrive. After that, Lin Xian left. When he returned to his residence, the father and son, Situ Tao and Situ Jing, had already left. They were here to deliver the goods, so naturally they could stay in the Jiang residence for a long time. After resting for a short while, a servant came over and led Lin Xian to a quiet and secluded courtyard. In the following days, Lin Xian stayed in the Jiang residence with peace of mind. During this time, he concentrated on studying martial arts and waited patiently. Half a month later, a servant dressed in a green robe and a small hat came to pass a message, inviting Lin Xian to meet Elder Jiang Song. It's ready so quickly. It seems like the Jiang residence has some tricks up their sleeves. Lin Xian exclaimed in his heart. Then a trace of joy appeared on his face. He had filled in the number of spiritual herbs for 3 batches. Firstly, it was to ensure the success rate. Secondly, he needed one for himself to break through to the harmonious spirit realm. With this 3 lines void spirit pill, he could shorten the time needed to break through by a few months. This way, he could have more time to comprehend the martial arts concept. After tidying up his clothes, Lin Xian followed the servant with a smile. The huge Jiang residence was like a maze. Lin Xian walked along the long corridor, constantly looking around. Pavilions, terraces, mountains, and waterfalls were all arranged in picturesque disorder. It was pleasing to the eye. It's you?" Suddenly, a surprised voice came, followed by a furious shout. His voice was laced with deep hatred. Lin Xian turned his head and saw 2 well-dressed disciples standing not far from him. Their faces were ferocious. These 2 people were the 2 young men who had followed Jiang Feng back then. "Brat, you dare to come to the Jiang residence and behave atrociously. You must be tired of waiting. Humph, this time, even the gods won't be able to save you." The 2 laughed sinisterly. "Go and inform Brother Feng. This time, we must kill him." Beside them, the servant in green clothes and a small hat wanted to explain, but the young man left in a hurry. The remaining one stared at Lin Xian with a sneer. "To be honest, killing you in the Jiang residence is as easy as killing an ant." Lin Xian smiled and didn't say anything. His identity was different now, so he wasn't afraid of these disciples. However, the servant in green clothes beside him was nervous. He anxiously said, "Young Hero Lin is—" "Bullshit, Young Hero Lin. Shut up. You have no right to speak here." The young man emitted a terrifying aura. The servant in green clothes didn't dare to speak. The one who spoke was called Jiang Dong. He had killed a few servants in the past. "Where is that little bastard?" A loud shout came. Then, a purple figure landed on the ground like lightning. It was Jiang Feng. Other than him, there were 4 or 5 disciples of the Jiang family following behind him. Suddenly, the entire corridor was completely surrounded. This grand scene immediately attracted the attention of the people nearby. There were servants, maids, and other disciples of the Jiang family. "Little bastard, it's really you?" Jiang Feng looked at Lin Xian with flames of hatred in his eyes. Chapter 372. "Who are you calling little bastards?" Lin Xian said with a smile. "The little bastard is calling you," Jiang Feng said through gritted teeth. As soon as he said that, the nearby disciples who were watching the show burst into laughter. The servants were also trying their best to hold back their laughter. Jiang Feng instantly understood the meaning of this sentence. His face darkened and became ferocious. "Kid, you still dare to play tricks when you're at death's door. I'll cut off your tongue and chop it into 18 pieces. I'm warning you, I'm now an honored guest of the Jiang mansion. You'd better not provoke me, or you won't be able to bear the consequences," Lin Xian said slowly. "Honored guest?" Jiang Feng sneered. "How can a country bumpkin like you be an honored guest? You're even worse than a servant in the mansion." "That's right, I think you must have lied to the Jiang family. Today, I'll execute you on the spot to prevent you from lying to others in the future." The nearby Jiang family disciples also sneered. In their opinion, how could a country bumpkin like Lin Xian have any connection with the Jiang family? Seeing the expressions of the Jiang family disciples, the servant in green was about to cry. "Before they came here, Elder Jiangsong had repeatedly instructed them to serve Lin Xian well. From his words, it could be seen that Lin Xian was definitely an honored guest, or at least an honored guest of Elder Jiangsong. If something were to happen to Lin Xian, he would definitely be the one to suffer. The servant in green rolled his eyes. He could sneak away when no one was paying attention. Everyone present had their eyes on Lin Xian, and no one paid attention to the servant. Kid, I'll break your limbs first, cripple your martial arts, and let you live like a dog. Jiang Feng condensed a terrifying aura and walked forward step by step. The surrounding disciples also drew their shiny weapons and rushed toward Lin Xian. Lin Xian's soul was powerful. He had already sensed a powerful aura coming, so he was not afraid at all. Sure enough, just as Jiang Feng and the others drew their weapons, an angry roar was heard. Stop! This voice was like a clap of thunder that exploded above the long corridor, causing the surrounding disciples' eardrums to tremble and their bodies to tremble. Apart from Lin Xian, everyone else channeled their spiritual energy to resist the impact of the sound waves. When they successfully resisted the sound waves and looked ahead, their expressions changed drastically. In the long corridor, an old figure had appeared out of nowhere, exuding a frightening aura. Elder Jiangsong. Everyone was surprised. They couldn't figure out why Elder Jiangsong would come here. Elder, you've come at the right time. This brat has deceived the Jiang family time and time again, and even injured the foundation of the Jiang family. Today, we must tear him into pieces. Yes, we must kill him. All of them were brought here by Jiang Feng. At this moment, they were all glaring at Lin Xian. A bunch of trash. You don't practice martial arts properly, and only know how to bully others. Now, hurry up and scram. Elder Jiangsong shouted coldly. What? Everyone was stunned, seemingly not expecting Elder Jiangsong to berate them. They were the disciples of the Jiang family. Lin Xian was the outsider who had offended them. Why, Elder, were you deceived by this brat's words? He's a liar. Don't believe his words. Jiang Feng and the rest shouted frantically, What else do you want to say? Do I need you to teach me my business? Elder Jiangsong's face darkened as he looked coldly at Jiang Feng and the rest. These disciples were too abominable. It was fine if they were outside, but now they dared to touch his guest. If they hurt Lin Xian, he was afraid that his 3-mark spirit void elixir would be ruined. A powerful aura pervaded the air like a huge mountain, making it difficult for everyone to breathe. If it weren't for the fact that the family meeting is about to begin, I wouldn't have let you off so easily. Now, hurry up and scram. The group was afraid, and all of them left with their tails between their legs. Jiang Feng's body trembled, and his eyes were filled with unwillingness. He glared fiercely at Lin Xian, but in the end, he could only clench his teeth and retreat. He knew that if he angered the elder at this juncture, the consequences would be severe. I don't know what he said to make the elder believe him so much. Jiang Feng clenched his fists, his heart going crazy. Seeing that everyone had left, Elder Jiangsong smiled and said, Young hero Lin, please don't take offense. These disciples have been spoiled. It's fine. Lin Xian smiled. He naturally wouldn't lower himself to the same level as these people. If he really wanted to fight, he was confident that he could get rid of these people within 3 moves. Are the herbs ready? Lin Xian asked. Yes. Young hero Lin, please follow me. Under Elder Jiang Tao's lead, Lin Xian came to a magnificent hall. Looking at the table full of herbs, Lin Xian narrowed his eyes and smiled with satisfaction. Young hero Lin, take a look and see if these herbs are enough? Elder Jiang Tao asked. Looking around, Lin Xian immediately had an answer. As expected of the Jiang manner, to be able to gather so many precious herbs in such a short time. Hearing Lin Xian's answer, Elder Jiang Tao laughed. Then when can young hero Lin start? Recently, I feel that the circulation of my spiritual energy is becoming more and more difficult. I can start now, Lin Xian said. Elder, don't worry. I will help you refine the clear pill first. In fact, Lin Xian had planned to refine the clear pill from the beginning. After all, the herbs needed for the 3-mark spirit void pill were extremely precious. Before he showed his strength, Elder Jiang Tao probably wouldn't let him refine it easily. This could be seen from the order of the herbs on the table. The herbs for the clear pill were placed at the front, and the herbs for the 3-mark spirit void pill were placed in the corner. Hearing Lin Xian's answer, Elder Jiang Tao nodded with satisfaction. Good, good. Young hero Lin, please wait a moment. I will prepare a good alchemy room for you. While Elder Jiang Tao was preparing these things, Jiang Feng and the others found another handsome youth. Cousin, you have to uphold justice for me. Jiang Feng cried. The young man was sitting cross-legged on the bed. When he heard Jiang Feng's cries, he opened his eyes. His sharp gaze pierced through the void like a sword and a saber. What's the matter? Why are you in such a hurry? The young man's tone was cold. Thus, Jiang Feng told him everything about Lin Xian. In the process, he had even exaggerated and painted Lin Feng as a heinous villain. Cousin, I don't know what method Lin Xian used to bewitch Elder Jiang Tao. I'm afraid that he will do something harmful to the Jiang clan. You have to stop him. Jiang Feng's cousin, the cold young man, was called Jiang Jian. His status was much higher than Jiang Feng's. Moreover, his grandfather was an elder of the Jiang clan. Don't worry, no one can behave atrociously in Jiangsu, and no one can bewitch the Jiang clan's elder. Jiang Jian said coldly. In the main hall of the Jiang clan, Lin Xian was sitting on a red chair. He was drinking high-quality spiritual tea as he waited quietly. Suddenly, a few silhouettes appeared at the entrance of the main hall. They walked with an imposing manner. It was obvious that they were here to cause trouble. Chapter 373. I heard that Elder Jiang Tao has invited an alchemist. I'd like to meet him. A loud voice came from outside. Hearing this, Lin Xian frowned slightly and turned to look. There were 3 middle-aged men standing at the door. The one in front had a fat head and big ears. The other 2 were middle-aged men in alchemy robes with dark eyes. Alchemist, Lin Xian narrowed his eyes when he felt their soul fluctuations. The fat middle-aged man swaggered in. After calling out to Jiang Song, he stared at Lin Xian. You're the alchemist that Jiang Song invited? The fat middle-aged man asked suspiciously. The corners of Lin Xian's mouth curled up slightly as he nodded. Humph, he looks rather young. Has old man Jiang Song been blinded by lard? Why did he find such a kid? Do I need you to teach me who I find? Elder Jiang Tao's voice came with a hint of anger. Elder Jiang Song, I don't want to criticize you, but this kid is too young. He doesn't look reliable. The fat middle-aged man's body shook. Yes, Elder Jiang Song. An alchemist not only needs a strong soul power, but experience is more important. This kid looks like he's only 17 or 18 years old. How many years can he have practiced alchemy? The person who spoke was a middle-aged man with a long face. His name was Gao Qing, and he was also an alchemist. Not only that, but he was also a guest elder of the Jiang residence. He usually refined some alchemy for the Jiang residence. The middle-aged fatty swept his gaze across the table. When he saw the herbs on the table, his eyes were like eggs. They instantly widened to the size of a ball. 6th grade spiritual herbs, several of them. Elder Jiang Song, are you crazy? The fat middle-aged man screamed. The 2 middle-aged men behind him were also surprised. 6 bottles of spiritual herbs were expensive and rare. What's more, they even found 3 7th-ranked spiritual medicines. Grade 7 spirit herbs were extremely rare and precious medicinal herbs. Even the 2 of them had never personally refined one before. Elder Jiang Song, I advise you to reconsider. If you waste 3 7th-grade spiritual herbs, it will be a great loss to the Jiang residents. That's right, Elder Jiang Song. What kind of pill do you want to refine? You can leave it to us. Another famous alchemist, Sun Di, said. You guys? Lin Xian smiled. Do you guys know how to concoct pills that can increase a harmonious spirit realm warrior's level? In fact, he had been suppressing his anger for a long time. These 3 people had mocked and ridiculed him as soon as they arrived, completely disregarding him. He was obviously here to pick a fight. Therefore, Lin Xian did not hold back in his words. A pill that can increase the level of a harmonious spirit realm cultivator? The 3 of them gasped. The middle-aged fatty looked surprised, but the 2 alchemists behind him were shocked. Both of them were 3rd-grade alchemists, so they naturally knew how precious a pill that could help a harmonious spirit realm cultivator was. This kind of pill recipe was not something that an ordinary tier 3 alchemist like them could master. However, to say that Lin Xian could master this kind of pill formula, even if they were beaten to death, they wouldn't believe it. Brat, we don't even know how to concoct this kind of medicinal pill. And you dare to boast like this? That's right, we've been concocting pills for dozens of years, but we still haven't mastered this kind of pill formula. How could a brat like you master this kind of thing? Elder Jiang Song, don't be fooled by him. I think this brat is here to cheat us of our elixirs. The middle-aged fatty snorted. Truly a group of frogs at the bottom of a well. Lin Xian smiled coldly. What did you say? The 2 alchemists were furious. The middle-aged fatty's face was also gloomy, and his eyes were cold. Brat, do you know who you're talking to? The middle-aged fatty said eerily. That's right, the 2 of us have concocted more pills than the amount of salt you've eaten. What qualifications do you have to talk to us here? After concocting pills for dozens of years, you're only a 3rd-grade alchemist. If I were you, I would have killed myself already. Lin Xian disdainfully said, looking at your soul waves. You're only at the level of an ordinary 3rd-grade alchemist. Is this the result of your decades of cultivation? You're as stupid as a pig. What did you say? The 2 alchemists were enraged. They were of noble status. Usually, anyone who saw them would respectfully call them grandmasters. However, Lin Xian actually dared to look down on them at this moment. A strong killing intent arose in their hearts. Elder Jiang Song, if you insist on doing things your own way, I'll report this matter to the clan head, the middle-aged fatty said coldly. Jiang Kui, don't go too far. Elder Jiang Song snorted coldly. What do you want? I can make this brat concoct pills, the middle-aged fatty said with a smile. However, he has to compete with the 2 elders behind me first. If he can win, let him concoct pills. If he can't, then he'll be deceiving the Jiang clan. Not only will he be crippled of his martial arts, but he'll also have his limbs chopped off. This method was too vicious. It was even crueler than killing someone. Lin Xian had no enmity with them, but they actually used such a vicious method. Elder Jiang Song was furious. It was obvious that they were targeting Lin Xian. Just as he was about to say something, Lin Xian unexpectedly stood up. All right, I agree, Lin Xian said in a deep voice. He had just become the champion of the Heavenly Mountain Empire's Alchemy King tournament. Furthermore, his strength was definitely at the top of the 3rd-grade alchemists. Although the 2 alchemists opposite him had concocted pills for decades, they were not worth mentioning to him. Not only was Lin Xian abnormally talented, but he also had the guidance of a peerless expert like Lord Alcohol. His 1 day of cultivation and comprehension was comparable to several years of an ordinary person's. Therefore, he was not afraid of this competition at all. Seeing Lin Xian agree so readily, Elder Jiang Song's pupils constricted. He agreed so easily. He's indeed an idiot. I only need to use 30% of my strength to defeat him. The 2 alchemists sneered. They were very confident. They had experienced hundreds of battles and did not think much of a brat like Lin Xian. What are we competing in? Lin Xian asked. I heard that Elder Jiang Song has been suffering from anxiety recently, and the evil fire in his body is very strong. Why don't we compete in concocting pills that dispel the evil fire? Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. It seemed that the other party had come prepared. As soon as he said that, the two alchemists laughed. Kid, don't tell me you don't dare? Elder Jiang Song looked at Lin Xian worriedly. However, when he saw Lin Xian's expression, his nervous heart calmed down. Lin Xian sat back down on the red chair and slowly sipped his spirit tea. He looked calm and composed. Clearly, he did not think much of this competition. If he did not have great confidence in his own strength, it was impossible for him to have such a performance. Humph, stop pretending. Let's see if you still have the face to sit here after I concoct the pills. The two alchemists laughed sinisterly. This place is too small. Let's go to the alchemy platform, the middle-aged fatty said. Alchemy platform? Lin Xian had a puzzled look. The alchemy platform is an open-air alchemy venue. Some alchemy masters and the residents often concoct pills in public there. Sometimes they will even give lectures, Elder Jiang Song explained. So that's how it is. Concocting pills in public? It seems this fellow wants me to make a fool of myself. However, it's not certain who will make a fool of himself. Lin Xian sneered. Since the other party had already given him face, how could he not return the favor? Chapter 374. Standing up, Lin Xian calmly followed the three of them to the alchemy platform. There was a square platform in an open space in the north of the Jiang residence. It was about 1 meter tall and 10 meters long and wide. It was wide enough for more than a dozen people to refine pills. Many Jiang family disciples had already gathered in front of the alchemy platform. Jiang Feng and the others stood in the front row and sneered. Beside them stood a cold-looking young man. His gaze was as sharp as a sword. Elder Jiang Song's gaze was gloomy, and there was a hint of anger in his eyes. This was clearly designed to deal with Lin Xian. First, it was a provocation. Then, it was a public alchemy platform. Even the audience was here. Needless to say, the goal was to embarrass Lin Xian in front of everyone and cripple his cultivation. Now, I can only hope that Lin Xian can win. Elder Jiang Song sighed. He was worried for Lin Xian, but he was also worried for himself. If Lin Xian failed, he would probably be attacked as an elder by the middle-aged fatty's side. His opponents might even pull him down from his position as an elder. Young hero Lin, I'm afraid this matter is not as simple as refining pills. It might involve the power struggle of the Jiang residents. But don't worry, you just need to focus on refining pills. Leave everything else to me. Elder Jiang Song transmitted his voice. Lin Xian nodded. He understood. The middle-aged fatty and Elder Jiang Song were not from the same faction, and Elder Jiang Song's position was too lucrative, causing many people to be jealous. There would definitely be many people who wanted to pull him down. In this competition, crippling Lin Xian was a small matter. Getting rid of Elder Jiang Song was the most important thing. Everyone, an unknown young man appeared in the Jiang residence recently. He claimed to be an alchemist. Elder Jiang Song bought a large amount of precious spirit herbs for him to refine pills. Obviously, Elder Jiang Song was deceived. Or rather, he has some secrets. In order to expose this young man who deceived the Jiang residents, we specially held an alchemy competition here. If this young man can win, it means that Elder Jiang Song has a good eye for talent. If he can't, it means that he is after the Jiang family's resources. You should know what to do with the enemies of the Jiang family, right? The middle-aged fatty said coldly. The surrounding Jiang family's disciples were in an uproar. They didn't expect that someone would be so bold as to target the Jiang family. If he's a fake, I'll let him know the consequences of deceiving the Jiang family. Many disciples said with killing intent. Many people looked at Lin Xian with unfriendly gazes as they discussed among themselves. Clearly, the middle-aged fatty's words had worked. The two alchemists sneered. This scene was exactly what they wanted. Moreover, the two of them did not attach any importance to him at all. In their eyes, what kind of ability could a little brat have? Lin Xian deeply despised such petty tricks, but since they wanted to play, he would accompany them to the end. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Lin Xian, an alchemist. This time, Elder Jiang Song invited me here because he wants me to refine a harmonious spirit Dan. The reason is that the great clan assembly is approaching. Elder Jiang Song wants the younger generation to perform better in the assembly, so he asked me to refine a Dan. However, some people want to stop this for their own selfish desires. Nonsense. The middle-aged fatty shouted coldly. Whether it's nonsense or not, we'll know after the competition. Lin Xian shrugged. Beside him, Elder Jiang Song looked at Lin Xian with gratitude. In his heart, his impression of Lin Xian improved greatly. You can talk about this nonsense after you've refined a top-notch medicinal pill. The two alchemists sneered and quickly came to the center of the stage. Their alchemy robes fluttered and their bodies glowed. With a wave of their sleeves, two exquisite cauldrons appeared in front of them. The two exquisite cauldrons floated in the air, emitting a faint light. The two alchemists waved their sleeves, and dozens of spiritual herbs flew out and entered the cauldrons. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes as he watched the two's proficient and experienced movements. To be honest, the two alchemists were above average among the third-grade alchemists. Otherwise, they wouldn't have become the Jiang Manor's guest elders. However, compared to Lin Xian, this bit of strength was far from enough. The surrounding Jiang family disciples cheered when they saw the two alchemists begin to refine a Dan. Why isn't that little one refining a Dan? Is he scared silly? Is there a need to ask? Look at how young he is. He definitely doesn't know how to refine a Dan. I guess he doesn't even have a cauldron. The disciple beside Jiang Feng sneered. Under everyone's suspicious gaze, Lin Xian slowly raised his arm. With a wave of his sleeve, he took out the herbs that Elder Jiang Song had prepared for him. With a flick of his finger, he drew mysterious inscriptions in the void. No way. There's really a cauldron? F*CK. How can he refine a Dan without a cauldron? This kid must be messing with us. The disciple beside Jiang Feng shouted angrily. This is the troublesome kid you were talking about? Jiang Jian looked at Lin Xian and sneered disdainfully. Yes, cousin. I've told you that the kid is a liar, but Elder Jiang Song didn't believe me. When he fails to refine the pill, just cripple his cultivation and throw him out, Jiang Jian said, as if it was a very normal thing. However, in the Lingwu continent, destroying a martial artist's cultivation was worse than death. Don't worry, cousin. I know what to do. Jiang Feng sneered. The two third-grade alchemists laughed hysterically when they saw Lin Xian refining a Dan with his bare hands. They had lived for so long, but they had never seen anyone who dared to refine a Dan with his bare hands. This kid is trying to be mysterious again. He's dead meat this time. The two of them sneered in their hearts. Elder Jiang Song's eyes were filled with worry. He had never heard of refining a Dan with his bare hands, but Lin Xian did not seem to be faking it when he saw how calm he was. Forget it. We can only wait patiently. He chose to believe in Lin Xian. Lin Xian calmed himself down and ignored the discussion outside. His fingers danced like elves as he quickly extracted the herbs. His speed and agility were comparable to the two third-grade alchemists beside him. What? He's really refining a Dan? No way. There's really someone who can refine a Dan with his bare hands. The surrounding disciples of the general family exclaimed. This scene was too shocking. It was simply a spectacle. The two third-grade alchemists' eyelids twitched when they saw this scene. This is impossible. Where did this kid come from? How can he refine a Dan with his bare hands? Could it be that we were wrong? Could this kid have an extraordinary background? Don't panic. Even if he can refine a Dan with his bare hands, the grade of his Dan is definitely not as high as ours. The two of them whispered to each other, as long as we stay calm and refine the spirit cleansing pill, we will definitely win. The two of them regained their composure. Below, Jiang Feng's eyes almost popped out of their sockets when he saw this scene. Jiang Jian stood with his hands behind his back and stared coldly at Lin Xian. Interesting. He could refine a Dan with his bare hands. He began to have some interest in Lin Xian, but that was it. Time flew by, and the three alchemists on the stone platform finished refining one after another. However, the result once again shocked the crowd. Chapter 375. The first one to finish was Lin Xian. What's the point of refining first? The elixir pill is a competition of quality, not speed. The two Jiang family alchemists snorted coldly. However, their expressions were gloomy. It was obvious that their hatred for Lin Xian had deepened. Elder, we have refined a superior third-grade elixir pill. The two of them whispered to the middle-aged fatty. The middle-aged fatty nodded slightly. He was satisfied with the result. A superior third-grade elixir pill. I've won this time. Thinking of this, he looked at Lin Xian proudly. A superior third-grade elixir pill. I've won this time. Not only can I kill this kid, but I can also drag Jiang Song down with me. Thinking of this, the middle-aged fatty's face was filled with pride. Not far away, Jiang Song was shocked when he saw the sinister smile on the fatty's face. Am I going to lose? He felt a little uneasy. The refining of the elixir pill is complete. Let's compete next. For the sake of fairness, I've invited the third elder of the family to appraise it. He's an alchemy master, and he's very fair. Everyone should know that, the middle-aged fatty said loudly. It's the third elder. He's a fourth-grade alchemist. The surrounding disciples exclaimed. They usually didn't see the third elder, so they didn't expect to see him here. Under the expectant gaze of the crowd, an old man with a long beard appeared on the stage. He was in a white robe, and his beard was so long that it reached his chest. His old face was imposing, and there was a faint aura of suppression around him. Lin Xian felt a strong soul power from the old man. It seemed that he wasn't any weaker than D. Quebec, as expected of the Dragon Star Kingdom. An elder from the Green Mountain City is not weaker than a top alchemy master from the Sky Mountain Kingdom, Lin Xian exclaimed. All right, take out your elixir pills, the third elder said in a deep voice. The two third-grade alchemists quickly opened their palms and displayed the elixir pills in their hands. Azure Spirit Pill, a superior third-grade elixir pill. It's used to treat the evil fire in the body and to calm the mind. Please examine it, third elder. Hearing that, the Jiang family's third elder waved his arm, and the two green elixirs flew into his hand. The third elder nodded his head lightly. That's right, it's indeed a superior grade 3 medicinal pill. It's not bad to be able to get it in one go. The middle-aged fatty and the two alchemists smiled. It was not easy to gain the approval of the third elder. One had to know that the third elder rarely praised people. Elder Jiang Song, where are your medicinal pills? The middle-aged fatty laughed sinisterly. The surrounding Jiang family disciples also revealed curious expressions. They wanted to know the grade of the elixir that Lin Xian had refined with his bare hands. From the looks of it, it's already good enough that he managed to create it. And he wants it to have a rank effect? He must be dreaming. Jiang Feng smiled coldly. Third elder, this is the pill I refined. Please take a look. Lin Xian flicked the pill in his hand. The third elder turned his hand, and when he opened it again, there was a dark green pill in his hand. He looked at it and suddenly revealed a surprised expression. It's a top-grade pill. The third elder's eyes revealed a trace of surprise. and he examined it carefully again. The surrounding Jiang family disciples also exclaimed after hearing that. The middle-aged fatty and the two alchemists frowned slightly, revealing an uncertain expression. Humph, a superior grade 2 medicinal pill. No matter how good it is, it can't compare to a grade 3 medicinal pill. It's not easy to refine a superior grade 2 medicinal pill at such a young age. However, it's still far from being comparable to us. The two alchemists nodded and commented. The third elder did not say what grade the pill was. However, according to the two alchemists' speculation, it was already extremely shocking that Lin Xian could refine a grade 2 medicinal pill. As for a grade 3 medicinal pill, it was absolutely impossible. That's right, a top-grade pill. It's indeed a superior grade 3 medicinal pill. Huanqing pill, the third elder said slowly. His voice was like a thunderclap, shocking everyone. What? A superior grade 3 medicinal pill? The middle-aged fatty almost bit his tongue off. The two grade 3 alchemists beside him also trembled, revealing a terrified expression. Impossible. It's absolutely impossible. He's just an unknown brat. How could he refine a grade 3 medicinal pill? Moreover, it's a superior grade medicinal pill. The two alchemists kept shaking their heads. On the other hand, Jiang Feng and the other disciples' faces were pale with fear. An existence who could refine a grade 3 medicinal pill was definitely not someone they could provoke. Jiang Jian frowned slightly. His eyes were shining with a dazzling light as he stared at Lin Xian. On the elixir platform, Elder Jiang Song was also shocked. He originally thought that Lin Xian had lost. He did not expect such an outcome. Third elder, are you sure you didn't see wrongly? The middle-aged fatty stuttered. Ha! The third elder's face darkened. Are you doubting me? I wouldn't dare. We wouldn't dare to doubt you. Who doesn't know that the third elder's husband is selfless? Humph. Third elder didn't bother with the middle-aged fatty and the others. He said in a clear voice, the results of the competition are very clear. This young hero Lin Xian has refined a top-notch Tier 3 pill, and its effects are far superior to a superior Tier 3 pill. Hearing this, the surrounding disciples exclaimed. They never thought that this young man, who was younger than them, was actually a master alchemist. The middle-aged fatty and the others' faces darkened as they stood there with uncertain gazes. They originally wanted to use this opportunity to get rid of Lin Xian and Elder Song Tao. However, they did not expect such an outcome. This was completely different from what they had planned. Jiang Feng and the other disciples' faces were ashen. They knew the consequences of offending a master alchemist. It was very serious. Humph! Jiang Jian coldly snorted. This result was out of his expectations, and it caused him to feel a trace of anger. However, in front of the third elder, he could not flare up. Although this young hero Lin has refined a superior grade 3 medicinal pill. However, it's still a bit difficult to refine a spirit harmonious realm pill. Why don't we let this young hero give the recipe to the third elder and let you refine it? Wouldn't the success rate be much higher? The middle-aged fatty lowered his head and said. Hearing this, Lin Xian frowned. His eyes emitted a sharp sword light. This damn fatty dared to have ideas about his recipe. This made him want to kill him. At the same time, he looked at the third elder and prepared to escape at any time. If the third elder really wanted to attack, he would use the blood escape technique of the black cloak. Coupled with the black cloak's other secret techniques, he was confident that he could escape from the third elder and the others. After the third elder heard this, his eyes suddenly became sharp. He coldly looked at the middle-aged fatty. The spirit chi in the sky fluctuated like boiling water. A huge pressure appeared out of thin air above the middle-aged fatty and the others. It was like a pair of invisible hands suddenly pressed down. "Third elder, please calm down." The middle-aged fatty and the others were terrified and kept begging for mercy. "You know the significance of a recipe to a master alchemist? I'll spare your life this time. If you dare to say something like this again, I'll kill you on the spot. Get lost. Don't make a fool of yourself here." The third elder waved his sleeve and sent the middle-aged man and the two master alchemists behind him flying. Then he looked at Lin Xian. Chapter 376. Young Hero Lin, please don't mind. These people are not alchemists, so they don't know the importance of the pill formula. Please don't worry, young Hero Lin. This old man will definitely not have any designs on your pill formula. This old man can still keep his word. Lin Xian nodded slightly. He could sense from the other party's soul fluctuations that the other party was not a treacherous villain, but a true alchemy master. In an instant, Lin Xian's identity underwent a shocking reversal. He was originally thought of as a little cheat of resources, but now he had become a VIP that everyone respected and respected. "Young Hero Lin, this way please," third elder said with a smile. Next, Lin Xian entered the already prepared superior room and began refining the 3-mark void spirit pill. 3 days later, he walked out with a satisfied smile on his face. "How was it?" Elder Jiang Song and the rest were already waiting outside. Now that they saw Lin Xian come out, they could not wait to welcome him. There was no choice. The 3-mark void spirit pill was too important. It was related to their results in the clan competition this time. They could not help but be nervous. "Not bad. 3 sets of herbs, and I refined 2 pills," Lin Xian said slowly. Elder Jiang Song and the rest cheered, but third elder at the side revealed a look of surprise. He had heard of the difficulty of refining the 3-mark void spirit pill. Lin Xian's success rate was actually so high. This was too shocking. Seeing everyone's anxious eyes, Lin Xian took out 2 small white bottles. "This is the 3-mark void spirit pill. One is normal grade with only 1 mark on it. The other one is of high quality. It has 2 pill veins." Finished speaking, Lin Xian handed it over. As for how the pills were to be distributed, it was not his business. Third elder took the pill bottle and quickly checked it. Soon, he revealed a satisfied expression. "Young Hero Lin has worked hard. We have already prepared a room for you. Quickly rest. As for meeting the 3rd peak elder, don't worry. This is not a problem. You will definitely meet him." Third elder promised. With third elder's guarantee, Lin Xian was even more relieved. He knew that third elder's position in the clan far surpassed Elder Jiang Tao's. Since he had spoken, he would definitely be able to see Jiang Sanfeng. After returning to the room that the Jiang residents had prepared for him, Lin Xian rested for a while. Half a day later, her body recovered to its peak condition. Lin Xian's expression turned solemn as he set up a defensive formation around them. With a flip of his palm, he took out another small, white porcelain bottle. A pure white pill was poured out from the bottle. There were 3 colorful stone patterns on it. In fact, Lin Xian had only refined 2 out of the 3 sets of materials. The last set was the supreme grade, 3-vein void spirit pill refined by Lord Alcohol. Lin Xian planned to use this pill to break through to the harmonious spirit realm. After adjusting his soul and body to their peak condition, Lin Xian didn't delay. He quickly swallowed the 3-mark spirit void pill. Immediately, the green vortex in her body spun rapidly, absorbing the spiritual energy around her. Just as Lin Xian was trying his best to break through, the Jiang residence outside was in an uproar. The news that Lin Xian had refined the 3-mark spirit void pill had spread throughout the Jiang residence. All the young disciples of the Jiang residence were excited. This was a legendary pill that could raise one's cultivation by a small realm. If one could obtain it, it would definitely save a few years of cultivation time. However, those ordinary disciples could only be envious. They didn't have the chance to take the pill. Only 2 or 3 people were qualified to take it. In the main hall of the Jiang residence, dozens of elders and 4 or 5 young disciples were gathered. Sitting in the middle was the patriarch of the Jiang residence. Below him sat several elders with different expressions. Among them, Elder Jiang Song and 3rd elder were among them. There was also an elder with a hooked nose. His expression was somewhat gloomy as he sat there silently. He was Jiang Jian's grandfather, Jiang Sihai. There were 4 young disciples standing in the hall. The one on the left had a sharp gaze. It was Jiang Jian. In front of him, there was a handsome young man wearing a black robe with a smile on his face. This young man was the number 1 genius disciple of the Jiang residence, Jiang Yihe. As for the remaining 2 disciples, one was a slightly plump young man, and the other was a beautiful woman. These 4 people were all geniuses of the Jiang residence. They were also the main fighting force in the clan meeting. I'm sure you've heard about the pill. We've decided to give one to Jiang Yihe. As for the remaining one, the strongest among the 3 of you will get it, the patriarch said slowly. Hearing this, Jiang Jian frowned slightly. The sharpness in his eyes intensified. In front of him, Jiang Yihe heaved a sigh of relief. His expression became relaxed. Patriarch, isn't this distribution a bit inappropriate? Jiang Sihai said in a deep voice. It was obvious that he was dissatisfied with this decision. Yihe is the most talented disciple in the family. His cultivation is also the highest. Letting him break through again will be very beneficial for this clan meeting. The patriarch said slowly, "This is all for the sake of the family. Patriarch, if you're really thinking for the family, then you should let Yihe participate in the competition. I don't deny Yihe's talent. Moreover, his cultivation is indeed the highest. However, strength is a comprehensive reflection of a martial artist. Jiang Jian has recently made a breakthrough in the sword Dao. I'm sure his strength won't be weaker than Yihe." Hearing Jiang Sihai's words, the elders were slightly surprised. They all looked at Jiang Jian in the middle of the field. Peak early harmonious spirit realm strength and solid sword chi. Not bad, not bad. The patriarch of the Jiang family nodded slightly. Jiang Jian is not bad, but there is still a gap between him and Yihe. You should know that the gap between early and mid harmonious spirit realm is not small. We'll know whether there is a gap or not after the competition. Jiang Sihai didn't back down. There was a reason for him to do this, because if he didn't fight for it, then the 2-mark void spirit pill would be Jiang Yihe's. At that time, even if Jiang Jian won, he would only get a 1-mark void spirit pill. The effect of a 2-mark void spirit pill was much better than a 1-mark void spirit pill. That's why Jiang Sihai fought so hard for Jiang Jian. Since Patriarch Sihai insists, then I'll participate in the competition. Jiang Yihe said, "I'll use my strength to get the 2-mark void spirit pill." His words carried a strong sense of confidence. All right, then everyone will participate in the competition. The first place will get the 2-mark void spirit pill, the patriarch of the Jiang family said. He was also confident in Jiang. "Humph, the 2-mark void spirit pill will be mine," Jiang Jian said coldly. His body overflowed with a sharp sword chi. Jiang Yihe smiled faintly. "We'll know whether it's yours or not after the competition. Let's go. Let me see your recent progress." Jiang Yihe took the lead and walked out. Suddenly, a group of people walked towards the martial stage in the mansion. When the ordinary disciples outside heard about this, they were all excited and followed behind him. This was the competition between the geniuses in the mansion. It was absolutely exciting, and they didn't want to miss it. While everyone was looking forward to the competition, in the west of the Jiang mansion, there was a strong fluctuation of spirit power in the sky. Chapter 377. A huge whirlpool appeared out of thin air, quickly absorbing the surrounding spirit energy, and a faint dragon roar could be heard. A powerful aura appeared out of nowhere, as if a ferocious dragon was roaring, circling in the air. Everyone was shocked. They felt a tremor from their soul. The Jiang family head and the others' faces changed. They quickly flew up, staring at the strange phenomenon in the sky. Jiang Jian and the other genius disciples were also shocked. However, the strange phenomenon in the sky only existed for a few breaths, then it quickly disappeared. In the sky, the huge spirit energy whirlpool also slowly dissipated. The whole sky returned to normal. What's going on? Is there a martial expert in our Jiang family? The family head asked doubtfully. It seems like someone is breaking through. Jiang Sihai frowned. The third elder and Elder King Jiang Song both looked to the west, their expressions uncertain. Could it be the two of them thought of Lin Xian? Impossible. Then the two shook their heads. Even though Lin Xian's spirit energy was strong, his cultivation was ordinary. It was impossible for him to cause such a big commotion. Let's go and see. With such a big thing happening, these elders couldn't just ignore it. The group of people quickly rushed to the west. In the room, Lin Xian slowly opened his eyes, the corner of his mouth raised into a smile. Slightly clenching his fist, the surrounding spirit energy quickly gathered with his movement. Is this the power of a harmonious spirit realm? Too strong. Lin Xian was happy. Not long ago, he swallowed the 3-mark void spirit pill and finally entered the harmonious spirit realm. If you don't enter the harmonious spirit realm, you will always be an ant. This sentence was not wrong. After entering the harmonious spirit realm, one could control the spirit energy of heaven and earth. The power of martial techniques increased by more than 10 times. Moreover, during a battle, a harmonious spirit realm martial artist could quickly absorb the spirit energy of heaven and earth, using it to replenish their energy. Finally, I've entered the harmonious spirit realm. Lin Xian exhaled a breath of relief. Only after entering the harmonious spirit realm would one be qualified to participate in the sacred True Dragon gathering, and Lin Xian already had this qualification. Next, he only needed to find Jiang Sanfeng. Then he could participate in the sacred True Dragon gathering. Someone's here. Lin Xian sensed with his soul consciousness that several powerful forces were rapidly approaching. He was very familiar with the auras of 2 of them. They were Elder Jiang Song and the third elder. Lin Xian was puzzled. He quickly pushed open the door and left. As soon as he stepped out of the door, he was stunned. There were more than 10 people standing in the sky. Each of them had a powerful aura, and their gazes were constantly scanning the place where he was. All of a sudden, Lin Xian became nervous. Even though he had broken through to the harmonious spirit realm, he still felt pressured when facing so many warriors of the same level. However, these people didn't seem to be here to capture him. Third elder, what are you doing? Lin Xian asked in confusion. Young hero Lin, were there any experts here just now? The third elder quickly asked. Expert? Lin Xian had a strange expression on his face. Kid, the phenomenon of your breakthrough alarmed them, said Lord Alcohol with a voice transmission. Hearing this, Lin Xian frowned. Just now, a huge spirit energy whirlpool appeared here, and an azure dragon phantom appeared. We're guessing that there might be an expert nearby. When I was in the house just now, I did sense an obscure and powerful aura. However, it disappeared in an instant. As for whether it's the expert you're looking for, I don't know. Lin Xian lied. He didn't want to expose his strength, and even more so, didn't want to attract too much attention. Above, dozens of gazes fell on Lin Xian as they tried to sense him. Lin Xian felt a sense of pressure. He quickly concealed his cultivation base and secretly activated the black cloak's function, revealing his half-step, harmonious spirit cultivation base. Half-step, harmonious spirit. It's not him. The elders revealed a disappointed expression. The third elder and Elder Jiang Song let out a sigh of relief. If the phenomenon just now was really caused by Lin Xian, it would be too terrifying. Oh, right, let me introduce you. These are the elders of the Jiang Manor. This is the Jiang family's patriarch, said Elder Jiang Song. Greetings, seniors. Lin Xian slightly bowed. Patriarch, everyone, this is young hero Lin, the third-grade alchemist who concocted the void spirit pill. Hearing this, everyone's gaze fell on Lin Xian again, but this time it was filled with curiosity and bewilderment. The Jiang family's patriarch chuckled. Young hero Lin is really a young genius to be able to concoct such a strange pill. This time, you've really helped the Jiang Manor a lot. This old man thanks you. You're too polite, senior. Lin Xian smiled. All right, it's fine. Perhaps it's just an expert passing by. Let's go to the battle martial stage. Battle martial stage. Lin Xian's eyes flashed. It's about the distribution of the pills. Young hero Lin, are you interested in watching the battle? The third elder smiled. He had a good impression of Lin Xian. After all, he was very willing to befriend such a genius in alchemy. It's my honor. Lin Xian smiled. This was a good opportunity to understand the strength of the geniuses of the Dragon Star Empire. Lin Xian didn't want to miss it. After all, he was going to compete for a spot in the sacred True Dragon Gathering. Along the way, Lin Xian found out that there were only 4 geniuses competing for the Void Spirit Pill. Among them, the most eye-catching ones were Jiang Jian and Jiang Yihe. Both of them were top geniuses. One of them had reached the mid-harmonious spirit realm. The other had a superb sword art and a powerful sword technique. The target that the two of them were fighting over was precisely that 2-mark void spirit pill. The 4 of them would take turns to fight, and the final winner would get the 2-mark void spirit pill. The rules were simple and the goal was clear, but everyone knew that it would be an exciting battle. Lin Xian followed the third elder and the others to the stage, silently sizing up the 4 geniuses. The first battle was between Jiang Jian and the chubby youth Jiang Yuan. I said, you better give up, or don't blame my sword for being merciless. Even when facing a fellow disciple, Jiang Jian's expression was still cold. Isn't Jiang Jian a bit too arrogant? Jiang Yuan is one of the 4 geniuses of the Jiang Manor. How can he give up? The audience was discussing among themselves. Lin Xian circulated his soul power to sense the strength of the 2 geniuses. Early harmonious spirit realm, similar in cultivation. One of them has a sharp attack, the other focuses on defense. Lin Xian whispered. The chubby youth, Jiang Yuan, looked serious. If you want me to give up, then show me what you've got. He quickly condensed an earthy yellow defense in front of him, forming a thick armor. His arms shook and condensed into 2 mountain peaks, which then fell down. Boom! The stage shook, and a powerful airflow gushed out. The surrounding disciples felt a great pressure. At this moment, Jiang Yuan's body was covered with a stone-like armor. He held the 2 mountain peaks in his hands and attacked Jiang Jian. It's useless, Jiang Jian sneered. His silver sword was unsheathed, forming countless silver rays in the air. Each ray of light contained a powerful energy that was enough to destroy everything. The sword light swept across, shattering the yellow armor in front of the chubby youth. His body was also sent flying. A line of blood appeared on his abdomen, and blood kept flowing out. What kind of sword technique is this? How can it tear apart my defense? The chubby youth was frightened. Chapter 378. As one of the four geniuses of the Jiang family, his strength was not to be underestimated. A few months ago, he was on par with Jiang Jian, but now he was defeated in one strike. With a wry smile, the chubby youth walked down the stage with a disappointed look. The Jiang family's disciples who were watching the battle cried out in surprise. This result was beyond their expectations. The beautiful girl Jiang Xian looked dignified. She was also one of the four geniuses, but she did not see the trajectory of the silver sword light. What a terrifying sword technique. It seems that Jiang Jian's strength has improved tremendously. I wonder how he compares to Jiang Yi. Jiang only showed a little of his strength. He is really powerful. You have not seen it yet, Jiang Sihai said proudly. Jiang Xian versus Jiang Jian. In the next match, the beautiful girl Jiang Xian was also sent flying by one strike. Jiang Jian's strength was deeply imprinted in everyone's heart. Jiang Jian's strength was too terrifying. It was far beyond the other two. Perhaps only Jiang Yi could defeat him. They were looking forward to the battle between the two. Many disciples were looking forward to it. Jiang Yi's strength was unquestionable. His palm wind brought along a sky full of snow, and he easily defeated the pudgy youth and the beautiful girl. Jiang Yuan and Jiang Xian's faces were gloomy. They had no fate with the void spirit pill. Lin Xian watched several matches and frowned. Jiang Jian and Jiang Yi's strength was beyond his expectations. These two people were probably top existences in the Heavenly Mountain Empire, but they were only geniuses from a small city in the Dragon Star Empire. I wonder how strong the geniuses of the 6 major powers of the Dragon Star Empire are. Lin Xian was looking forward to it. On the stage, Jiang Jian and Jiang Yi faced each other. Two powerful auras constantly collided, causing the air to fluctuate. At this moment, Jiang Jian's body was emitting a terrifying sword aura. It was like a sharp blade, causing the void to tremble. Jiang Yi's body was emitting a blue light, overflowing with cold air. It was as if he had come to a land of ice and snow. I will let you know that I am the real genius of the Jiang family. Jiang Jian's silver sword stabbed out. Fine silver light spots appeared in the sky. They were like gorgeous fireworks quickly rushing towards Jiang Yi. Cold ice palm. Jiang Yi's figure was erratic, and each of his palms carried a powerful cold chi, forming an azure frost. In an instant, the arena was filled with ice palms. They covered the sky and the earth, and all of them collided with the silver light. Puff, puff. The silver sword chi was unstoppable as it quickly pierced through the blue palm shadow. Then, with an even more violent speed, it rushed towards Jiang Yi. However, even though the blue palm of light was pierced through, it did not shatter. Instead, it brought with it boundless cold chi as it grabbed towards Jiang Jian. The two of them moved quickly, the surging spiritual energy stirring the surrounding spiritual energy. Every single one of these attacks could seriously injure an ordinary early soul realm cultivator. However, the two of them were completely unharmed by such an attack. Lin Xian was amazed and secretly compared the two. He realized that even if he were to face the two of them, he would not be able to obtain victory in a short period of time unless he used his trump card. Looks like I have to hurry up and comprehend the concept of wind and lightning. Lin Xian felt a sense of urgency. If he could comprehend this concept, he was confident that he could defeat the two of them within 10 moves. In the arena, more than half of the area had turned into a frozen land, blooming with blue light. If one looked carefully, they would notice that there were small sword holes in the ice. Take my sword, silver light filling the sky. Jiang Jian shouted in a low voice. His body leaped up, and the long sword in his hand swept across. A huge silver sword chi condensed in the air. This sword was a threat to a mid-harmonious spirit realm cultivator. The Jiang family patriarch's face changed slightly. He could see the power of this sword, but he was not sure if Jiang Iha could dodge it. Jian will win. Jiang Sihai's face revealed a victorious smile. The silver sword Qi continued to grow bigger and faster like a meteor. It instantly arrived beside Jiang Iha. Qi. The thick sword Qi instantly cut Jiang Iha into two halves. Everyone exclaimed. Their faces were filled with fear. Was the #1 genius of the Jiang family going to die here? Something's not right. Lin Xian's eyes flashed. He activated his eye technique and discovered the secret. On the arena, the two halves of the corpse suddenly emitted a blue light and quickly turned into two ice sculptures. On the ice blue wall behind Jiang Jian, Jiang Iha's figure suddenly appeared. Freezing sky. A palm strike was launched. The sharp palm shadow instantly tore apart Jiang Jian's body protection and landed on his back. Puff. Jiang Jian's body flew forward before he could react. This sudden change caused everyone to cry out in alarm. Jiang Jian's hair was disheveled, and his eyes revealed a ferocious look. He roared towards the sky and unleashed a powerful silver sword Qi. Silver sea overflowing sky. The silver light in the sky intertwined into a huge silver flood dragon, occupying half of the arena. Jiang Iha did not want to be outdone. He continuously waved his palm. The terrifying cold Qi formed an ice phoenix that spread its wings. The two forces collided. The entire arena was shrouded in silver light and cold Qi. On the grandstand, layers of ice quickly formed and froze the silver flood dragon. Even Jiang Jian's body became slower. The sword Qi swept across the arena. The fine sword Qi crazily strangled everything. However, Jiang Jian's body had accumulated a lot of cold Qi due to the previous palm strike. His combat strength was greatly reduced. Moreover, Jiang Iha's harmonious spirit realm cultivation was not to be underestimated. In the end, the silver sword Qi was frozen along with Jiang Jian. The crowd was stunned. After a long time, they exclaimed, the two's techniques were too amazing. All kinds of strange techniques emerged one after another. Lin Xian also nodded his head in amazement. Beside him, the Jiang family patriarch and others smiled and nodded. Jiang Sihai's expression was gloomy. His body swayed and quickly came to the arena to rescue Jiang Jian from the ice. After checking Jiang Jian's body, Jiang Sihai was relieved when he found that Jiang Jian did not suffer any serious injuries. However, his face became even more gloomy. Originally, he was confident that Jiang Jian could win the 2-mark void spirit pill and become the #1 genius of the Jiang family. However, he did not expect Jiang Iha to be so powerful. It completely disrupted his plan. All right, it's just a competition. There's no need to be so angry. The Jiang family patriarch came out to mediate. Iha, your strength is not bad, but don't be arrogant. This great clan meeting is not simple. I believe there will be a lot of strong opponents. This 2-mark void spirit pill is for you. You must break through to late, harmonious spirit realm. I understand. Jiang Iha received the white pill bottle. Jiang Jian, your sword technique is not bad. It's just that your cultivation is a bit weak. If you can break through to mid-harmonious spirit realm, your strength will increase again. The Jiang family patriarch gave him the 1-mark void spirit pill. Thank you, patriarch. I will definitely achieve good results for the family in the great clan meeting. Jiang Jian held the pill bottle and said while gritting his teeth, all right, there's still half a month left. All of you must work hard, the patriarch reminded. Chapter 379. 3 days later, Jiang Iha successfully broke through to the late stage of the harmonious spirit realm, increasing his strength once again. The entire Jiang Manor was filled with excitement. Jiang Jian was also outstanding. With the help of the 1-mark Void Spirit Pill, he also successfully broke through to the mid-stage of the harmonious spirit realm. Haha, young hero Lin Xian. It's all thanks to you this time. Third Elder laughed as he entered Lin Xian's room. I've already informed the Patriarch. I'll bring you to meet the third Peak Elder now. Many thanks. Lin Xian let out a sigh of relief. He had been waiting for this moment for so long. After passing through layers of halls and pavilions, he followed the third elder to a heavily guarded place. It was a 3-story pavilion with a grand aura, revealing its extraordinariness. As they approached the martial skill pavilion, Lin Xian felt countless gazes constantly sweeping over him. He knew that these were the warriors hiding in the dark, guarding the martial skill pavilion. Third elder, how come you have the time to come here? You even brought a child with you? An elder appeared nearby. I'm here on the Patriarch's orders to meet Elder Jiang Sanfeng. Oh, meet the third Peak Elder? The elder was slightly surprised. Wait here, I'll go inform him. Lin Xian was surprised. The two of them spoke with incomparable reverence for Elder Jiang Sanfeng. It seemed like Elder Jiang Sanfeng's status was higher than he had imagined. No need, I already know. An old voice sounded. In the next moment, a gray-white figure appeared beside them. So fast, Lin Xian's pupils shrank. His soul force couldn't sense how the elder arrived. Lin Xian looked over with astonishment. He saw the third Peak Elder wearing a Taoist robe. His face was skinny, but his eyes were incomparably deep, as if countless stars were flickering within them. What a powerful old man! Lin Xian was shocked. This elder's strength was too terrifying. Peak of the spirit transformation realm, one step away from the spirit detecting realm. Lord Alcohol transmitted. Peak of the spirit transformation realm? Lin Xian was stunned. Such a powerful old man was not a spirit detecting realm expert? Then just how strong would a spirit detecting realm expert be? That day, a spirit detecting realm expert had descended upon the Xia country and caused the entire Xia country to surrender. He needed to have the power to surpass the spirit detecting realm before he could return to the Xia country. It seems that I still have a long way to go. Lin Xian clenched his fists. Don't worry. When you find the great dragon sword, everything will no longer be a fantasy. Lord Alcohol consoled. Greetings, third Peak Elder. The third Peak Elder and the old man said respectfully at the same time. Lin Xian also bowed respectfully. Greetings, senior. Kid, why are you looking for me? Jiang Sanfeng asked. I wonder if senior has ever been to the Heavenly Mountain Kingdom. Lin Xian asked with a glimmer of hope. Yes, I did go there when I was young. Elder Jiang Sanfeng said slowly. Then does senior know a person called Han Shua? Han Shua was the old man's name. Elder Jiang Sanfeng recalled for a moment before shaking his head slightly. Lin Xian was extremely disappointed. He took out the token that old man DK had given him and quickly asked, Senior, do you recognize this token? The third Peak Elder shook his head. Back then, I only stayed in the Heavenly Mountain Kingdom for a few days before leaving. I didn't interact with anyone. Is that not the case? Lin Xian put away the token and frowned. From the looks of it, he had gone in the wrong direction. On account of your great contributions to the Jiang Manor, I specially came to meet you today. All right, now that you have met, you may leave, Elder Jiang Sanfeng said. Sorry for disturbing you. Lin Xian left the martial arts pavilion with the third elder in disappointment. How could this be? It's actually not an elder of the martial arts pavilion? Then who could it be? Lin Xian muttered. Young hero Lin, this is actually very normal. There's no need for you to be depressed. The Jiang family is one of the 4 major family clans in the Dragon Rising Strong country. The entire Jiang family has 3 major branch clans and countless smaller branches. And our Qingshan city's Jiang Manor is just one of the smaller branches. In the entire Jiang family, there are many people named Jiang Sanfeng. Maybe the person you are looking for is in another branch. Lin Xian's eyes flashed as hope rose in his heart. Indeed, Old Man DK had said that if he found Jiang Sanfeng, he would be able to join the Green Dragon Association. A person with such power was definitely not an ordinary person. A branch elder of the Qingshan city's Jiang family wouldn't have such power. Could it be in the main Jiang family clan? Lin Xian took a deep breath. The Jiang family was one of the 4 major family clans. Their strength was second only to the Dragon Elephant sect. If he wanted to go in and find someone, it wouldn't be easy. Young hero Lin, this time we are going to the Qingshan Lake Jiang family's clan meeting. Why don't you come with us? The 3rd elder said. The Qingshan Lake Jiang family's clan is one of the 3 major branches of the Jiang family. The person you are looking for might be there. All right. Lin Xian nodded. Since his target was the Jiang family, he could start from the branch clan. With an idea in mind, Lin Xian waited for the Jiang family's clan meeting to begin. In the following days, Lin Xian concentrated on cultivating. After entering the harmonious spirit realm, he had a new understanding of sword intent. He had completely grasped the Wind Emperor's sword technique and was only a step away from comprehending the concept of wind. Taking a deep breath, he took out the sword intent treasure box again. As his cultivation increased, he was confident that he could completely open the sword intent treasure box this time. After leaving the Qingshan city, Lin Xian came to the wilderness. He set up a defensive formation. He held the sword intent treasure box in his hand. He used the silver lightning mark and combined it with the surrounding spiritual energy to form an even stronger defense. Ka. The sword intent treasure box was slowly opened. Suddenly, a sharp sword intent appeared in the surroundings. Buzz, buzz, buzz. A sword intent rushed out of Lin Xian's body, crazily resisting the sword intent in the sword intent treasure box. Open for me. Lin Xian roared and pulled with his palms, opening the sword intent treasure box completely. The sharp sword intent formed a blood-red long sword in the air and slashed at him mercilessly. Clang! Lin Xian controlled the sword intent in his body and formed an azure dragon. It circled above his head and blocked the attack of the blood-red longsword. At the same time, he used his eye technique and looked into the treasure box. The result gave him a huge shock. Inside the treasure box was a palm-sized branch with 3 sword marks on it. The terrifying sword intent was emitted from the 3 sword marks. Lin Xian was shocked. How powerful must a swordsman be to leave such a terrifying sword intent on the branch? It's at least a swordsman with great success in sword intent. From the sword marks on the branch, it seems to have a trace of indestructible aura, Lord Alcohol transmitted. Lin Xian sighed. He yearned for such power. Holding the branch with sword marks, Lin Xian sat cross-legged and began to comprehend the sword intent on it. 10 days later, Lin Xian suddenly opened his eyes. 2 sharp sword beams tore through the void and pierced through the mountain rocks in front of him. At that moment, he was like a peerless sword, emitting an aura that made one's heart palpitate. As for the branch with the sword mark in his hand, it had turned into powder, 70% sword intent. I never expected a branch to allow me to comprehend 70% sword intent. Chapter 380. It's a pity that the branch is broken. Otherwise, I could still comprehend it. Be content. 70% sword intent in the harmonious spirit realm is already very terrifying. I'm afraid that other warriors can't even reach this level. Jiu Yi said. Indeed, Lin Xian felt this powerful force. He felt that he could even fight against a late harmonious spirit warrior. Not only that, he felt that his understanding of Wind Emperor's sword had become more thorough. It was as if he could comprehend the concept of wind at any time. It's about time. The Jiang clan's convention will begin soon. Lin Xian's figure flashed and left the forest. The Jiang mansion was very lively these days. Disciples cultivating could be seen everywhere. It could be said that the entire Jiang mansion was in a frenzy of cultivation. When Lin Xian returned, he saw the third elder who was looking for him. "Young hero Lin, you're finally back." The third elder was happy. "Is the convention about to begin?" Lin Xian asked. "Yes, we'll depart tomorrow to Qingshui Lake." "Young hero Lin, please don't leave again," the third elder reminded. Lin Xian nodded and agreed with a smile. After the third elder left, he went back to his room and had a good sleep. On the second day, many people gathered in the square of the Jiang mansion. There were also two huge flying beasts in the distance. Most of the people in the crowd were disciples of the Jiang family. The rest were some white-haired elders. Jiang Jian and Jiang Iha stood in the front row of the Jiang family disciples. Their eyes were filled with fighting spirit. Lin Xian walked over and greeted them. He then stood aside. The patriarch of the Jiang family nodded and said in a clear voice, "It's about time. All the disciples of Qingshui Lake will be gathered in this convention. It's a very grand convention. You must listen to the third elder and the fourth elder's orders. Don't act on your own." "Yes," the disciples below shouted excitedly. "You must show your best strength in the convention and strive for the best ranking. I'll be waiting for your triumphant return in the Jiang mansion," the patriarch shouted. Hearing this, the disciples' eyes were filled with fighting spirit. Showing off in the convention wasn't only for the family, but also for themselves. If he performed well, he might be able to stay in Qingshui Lake and even have the chance to enter the powerful Jiang family. This was the dream of all the Jiang family's disciples. "Well, I'll leave these disciples to you two," Jiang family patriarch said to Jiang Sihai and the third elder. The two nodded, then turned around and said in a deep voice, "Let's go." Everyone leaped onto the two flying beasts in the middle of the square. Lin Xian and the third elder also got on. The group quickly set off. 5 days later, they arrived at a place with beautiful scenery. There was a rectangular lake below that was as clear as jade. On one side of the lake was an endless mountain range, and on the other side was a majestic town. It stood there like an ancient, ferocious beast. Before he even got close, he could already sense an ancient and weathered aura. It's an ancient city. Lord Alcohol was astonished. Although Lin Xian didn't know what an ancient city meant, something that could surprise Lord Alcohol was naturally extraordinary. Therefore, he also carefully looked down a few more times. However, with his vision and strength, he didn't find anything unusual. Therefore, he stopped paying attention. The two flying beasts landed on the grass near the green lake. Everyone jumped off and stretched their bodies. Black Feather City didn't allow flying beasts to enter, so the two flying beasts could only stay there. After some reorganization, the third elder and Jiang Sihai led the group of disciples to Black Feather City. The pitch-black city walls were painted with black feathers, giving off a unique aura. The little white monkey jumped out of the storage ring and sat on Lin Xian's shoulder, curiously looking at the ancient city. Its eyes were filled with excitement, as if there was something inside that was very attractive to it. "Don't run around," Lin Xian warned. He didn't want the little white monkey to cause trouble for him at this time. The little white monkey nodded with an "I understand" look. "Stop." Entering Black Feather City, 30 mid-grade spirit stones per person. 2 guards blocked the group with their spears. 30 mid-grade spirit stones wasn't cheap. Lin Xian was surprised. He curiously looked at the guards on both sides. Half-step harmonious spirit realm cultivation, and one of them is at the harmonious spirit realm. he found that the head guard was at the harmonious spirit realm, and the other guards in black armor were all at the half-step harmonious spirit realm. None of them were weak. This kind of cultivation would be an elite in a country like the Xia country. But now, these people were just gatekeepers. A strong country was indeed a strong country. Everywhere was extraordinary. Lin Xian praised. We are a branch of the Jiang family. We are here to participate in the clan meeting. The third elder took out an invitation from his storage ring. Oh, a branch of the Jiang family. Let's go in. The head guard glanced at the invitation and revealed a gentle smile. The Jiang family was a powerful force in Black Feather City. They weren't someone they could easily provoke. Jiang Jian and Jiang Iha saw the change in the guard's expression and immediately became envious of the Jiang family of Green Water Tiger. If they could become a disciple of the Jiang family of Green Water Tiger, their status would be raised a lot. The group walked into Black Feather City and quickly headed towards the Jiang family. Obviously, it wasn't the first time that the third elder and Jiang Sihai came here. They were very familiar with the terrain. Therefore, Lin Xian and the rest didn't delay and went straight to the Jiang family's territory. A building that was even more magnificent than the Green Mountain City was in front of them. It was emitting a terrifying chi that made people's heart palpitate. How is this a palace? This is a mountain. The crowd exclaimed. Humph! A bunch of country bumpkins. A few arrogant young men sneered. What did you say? Someone shouted. Jiang Jian and the rest frowned. I said, you country bumpkins. Why are you still not convinced? The young men sneered. You are just a bunch of country bumpkins. How can you be a match for us Green Water Tiger? I don't think you need to participate in the clan meeting. Just get lost. You're courting death. Jiang Jian snorted. His body emitted a silver sword chi. Jiang Iha also frowned. His eyes emitted a chilling intent. Iha, Jiang Jian, the third elder said in a low voice. Time is running out. Go in quickly. But the two of them wanted to say something, but were stopped by Jiang Sihai. Count yourself lucky. Jiang Jian glared fiercely at the few disciples, then strode in. Not convinced? I'm Jiang Qianluan. You better not let me see you at the clan meeting. Otherwise, I'll make sure you crawl back. The young man shouted. Jiang Qianluan, I'll remember this. You'll regret what you said today. Jiang Jian said coldly. Lin Xian didn't say anything, but he sighed in his heart from the attitude of Jiang Sihai and the third elder. He realized that the Jiang family of Green Mountain City didn't have a high status among the branch families. Otherwise, with their strength and status, they would definitely fly into a rage if something like this happened. Now, they could only pretend that they didn't hear anything. I don't know if the person I'm looking for is here. Lin Xian took a deep breath. Chapter 381. Entering the Jiang clan was like entering an exquisite garden. There were rocks and waterfalls everywhere. It was beautiful. However, no one was in the mood to admire it. They were still angry about what happened at the entrance. Don't think about what happened just now. If you're not convinced, you can get back your face at the clan meeting, Jiang Sihai said. Elder Sihai is right. You only have one goal now, and that is to show off your skills at the clan meeting. Pretend that you didn't hear anything else. Everyone gritted their teeth. They knew that their status was definitely not as high as these clan disciples. The only chance to vent their anger was at the clan meeting. Many branch families had come to the clan meeting held by the Jiang clan of Green Water Lake. The Jiang clan of Green Mountain City was just an ordinary branch. Their strength was below average among these branches. Therefore, not only did the Green Water Lake disciples look down on them, but even some branch disciples looked down on them. Yo, aren't these people from Green Mountain City? A mocking voice sounded. Everyone turned around, and saw a group of people standing not far away. The person in the lead was an old man. Behind him stood more than 10 young disciples, all of whom had arrogant expressions. Cold Wind City's Jiang clan branch, third elder frowned. I've been waiting for you here for a long time. Why are you only here now? Are you planning to be a coward this year? The old man sneered. Jiang Tianya, what do you mean by that? Jiang Sihai snorted. He didn't dare to resist against the Green Water Lake disciples, but he wouldn't go easy on the Cold Wind City branch. What do I mean? Do you want to bet again this year? Jiang Tianya asked. Bet. Lin Xian looked puzzled. Why wouldn't I dare? I'm just afraid that you won't dare to agree. Jiang Sihai sneered. Okay, same old rules. If we win, we'll use Green Mountain City's Green Mountain Cave for 3 days. If we lose, we'll let you use Cold Wind City's Cold Wind Array for 3 days. How about that? Jiang Jian and the others' expressions changed. They knew about the Green Mountain Cave and Cold Wind City that the old man mentioned. Those were the sacred grounds of the clan. Even the patriarch could only use it 3 times a year. Others couldn't use it at all. After Lin Xian understood the situation, he was slightly speechless. The stakes were a little too high. Jiang Tianya, you will definitely lose this time. The third elder gritted his teeth and said, You guys sure talk big. You guys used to say that too, but when have you ever won? Jiang Tianya said disdainfully. Lin Xian's eyes flickered as he rubbed his nose. It seemed that the Jiang clan situation wasn't very good. This time, we will definitely win. Jiang Iha walked out and said in a deep voice. Jiang Tianya sneered. Late harmonious spirit realm? Are you the kid who used pills to increase his realm? His voice was full of disdain, but Lin Xian could hear the thick jealousy in his voice. The faces of the third elder and the others changed. Even Jiang Iha was trembling. They couldn't figure out why the people of Cold Wind City would know about this. You're just a piece of trash who can only use some dirty tricks. I'll let you know the true strength of a late, harmonious spirit warrior. On Cold Wind City's side, a young man with long and narrow eyes walked out. This young man had a powerful aura, and he carried a purple saber on his back. His eyes were filled with endless sharpness. Humph, I'll fight you. Jiang Jian took a step forward, and a silver sword aura soared into the sky. The young man with a saber squinted his eyes. Get out of my way. Mid-harmonious spirit warrior. Die. Jiang Jian's silver sword aura gathered, and was about to slash down. Enough! Everyone stop. Jiang Sihai shouted coldly. If you want to fight, there are plenty of opportunities in the arena. Kid, you better not meet me, or else you'll be dead. The young man with a saber sneered. You'll be the one to die. Jiang Jian didn't back down. On the side, Jiang Iha also said in a deep voice, I'll let you know my true strength. The other disciples' hearts sank. It seemed that they had a lot of enemies this time. Not only the Jiang clan of Green Water Lake, but also the Cold Wind City's branch. Third elder, so you're here? The people of the other branches saw the third elder and the others and greeted them warmly. I heard that you have pills that can increase the cultivation of harmonious spirit realm. Is this true? Everyone was excited. Yes, what kind of alchemist can concoct this kind of pill? You should introduce it to us. Jiang Sihai and the third elder frowned slightly. The news had actually spread out and everyone knew about it. It was really beyond their expectations. How did you know? The third elder asked. Know the enemy and know yourself so that you won't be defeated. Those people laughed. Who is this young man? Why isn't he wearing the uniform of the Green Mountain City? Many people looked at Lin Xian. In this clan meeting, different branches would wear different clothes. For example, the disciples of Green Mountain City wore green clothes, while the disciples of Cold Wind City wore blue clothes. Lin Xian wore black clothes, which made him stand out from the rest. This is young hero Lin. He came with us this time for other matters, the third elder explained. Humph! How can we allow others to enter the clan meeting? Third elder, this is not appropriate. Jiang Tianya snorted. What's wrong with this? Every clan meeting will invite some guests. Why can't I bring someone? The third elder retorted. The clan meeting will only invite people with noble status. Who is this kid? How can he be compared to those people? A few disciples of Green Mountain City walked over and shouted coldly. Lin Xian frowned. Obediently kowtow and admit your wrongs. The young man with the saber walked over step by step. With every step he took, the aura on his body grew stronger. So powerful. Jiang Jian's eyes were filled with fighting spirit as a silver sword light appeared on his body. He is indeed very strong. Jiang Yi's expression was incomparably solemn. He felt a wave of pressure. This person was 3 times stronger than him. How could Lin Xian have the chance to escape? The third elder's eyes were filled with uncertainty. The spirit energy on his body was also fluctuating. If you dare to make a move, I will remove all the disciples of Green Mountain City. The white-robed young man, Jiang Hong, said coldly. The third elder's body trembled, and the spirit energy on his body was quickly extinguished. Ha ha! Let's see who can save you now. The young man with the saber laughed. Lin Xian turned his head to look at the third elder and the others. He saw that they were silent and had no intention to make a move. With a sigh, Lin Xian ignored them. He knew that his fate with these people had come to an end. From now on, they would have nothing to do with each other. Obediently accept your death. The young man with the saber took a step forward, and a sharp saber light gushed out from his body. This aura caused some of the weaker disciples to turn pale and almost faint. What a lackey taking credit. Unfortunately, you have found the wrong person. Lin Xian's eyes gradually became sharp. An invisible sword intent was emitted from his body. He's fine? The crowd exclaimed. Even some early harmonious spirit warriors couldn't withstand it, but Lin Xian was fine. Not only was he fine, he even mocked the young man with the saber as a lackey. This was too crazy. You're courting death. The young man with the saber's face was gloomy. His 5 fingers formed into a claw and grabbed at Lin Xian. He didn't use his saber because Lin Xian wasn't worth it. This claw was aimed at Lin Xian's head. If Lin Xian was caught, he would definitely die on the spot. The crowd sneered and shook their heads. They all thought that Lin Xian was dead meat. In a flash, the young man with the saber arrived in front of Lin Xian. His steel-like hand mercilessly fell. Lin Xian's finger was like a sword quickly stabbing out. The green sword light swallowed and spat out like a cold wind. The finger landed on the young man's palm. Puff! Blood splattered. The young man with the saber screamed and retreated. Drip, drip. A row of blood droplets was left on the green stone floor. The young man with the saber retreated 10 steps, holding his right hand. His face was full of fear. Impossible. This is impossible. How could you hurt me? He crazily shouted. The young man with the saber was injured. This was too unbelievable. One should know that he was a late harmonious spirit warrior. At this moment, everyone's face changed. The third elder and the others were shocked. Chapter 383. This is clearly an early harmonious spirit realm. Is he still hiding his strength? No, it doesn't seem like it. Why do I feel that he has just entered the harmonious spirit realm? Everyone's expression changed again. They realized that even though Lin Xian was not a half-step harmonious spirit realm expert, he was only an early harmonious spirit realm expert. It was impossible for an early harmonious spirit realm expert to injure a late harmonious spirit realm expert with a single slash. Just an early harmonious spirit realm expert. I was careless just now, and only used 30% of my strength. Now, I will let you know what a true expert is, Jiang Bei said coldly. So that's how it is. He was careless just now. Everyone felt relieved after hearing Jiang Bei's words. I told you, that kid can't be this abnormal. Everyone felt relieved and watched again. With the long saber in his hand, Jiang Bei's entire temperament changed. At this moment, he was like a wild saber, emitting a wild and tyrannical aura. Cold wind space splitting slash. The long saber slashed out, and an endless cold air rushed out. A 10-zhang long blue saber condensed in the air. It was like a 10,000 years old ice blade, quickly slashing down. Jiang Jian and the rest's expression changed, and their bodies trembled continuously. The aura of this saber made them unable to resist. Even Jiang Iha frowned. Even he didn't have a good way to deal with this attack. In a flash, the blue saber arrived above Lin Xian's head. However, Lin Xian acted as if he didn't see it, and slowly pulled out the autumn scar. Swoosh! The sword slashed through the air. It seemed slow, but the sword aura arrived at Jiang Bei's head in an instant. Such a fast sword. Everyone's heart was beating wildly. Even though Lin Xian made his move later, the sword aura hit his opponent first. Puff! Jiang Bei's defense was like tofu. It was easily cut open. Blood spilled out again, and Jiang Bei's body fell to the ground. At this moment, Lin Xian gently moved his body, leaving a string of afterimages in the air, and easily dodged the blue saber. How is this possible? Everyone was shocked and speechless for a long time. If Jiang Bei was injured because of his carelessness, then what was the reason this time? Jiang Bei had already used all of his strength, but he was still defeated. Moreover, he was defeated even more miserably. What did this mean? It meant that Lin Xian's strength far surpassed Jiang Bei's, which was why he could easily defeat him twice. His strength was too terrifying. Who exactly was he? Everyone in Golden City was confused. Jiang Jian was completely dumbfounded. That sword strike just now was too stunning. He did not have any reaction at all. Only when Jiang Bei fell to the ground did he react. If he were to face Lin Xian, he would have died long ago. A sense of helplessness rose in Jiang Jian's heart. He realized that his swordsmanship was nothing compared to Lin Xian's. Brat, how dare you injure him? The people of Cold Wind City were furious. Jiang Tianya shouted coldly. His entire body was like a goshawk as he quickly pounced over. Two gigantic blue ice palms appeared in the air and attacked Lin Xian from both sides. The surroundings quickly froze, and countless icicles formed in the ice, shooting towards Lin Xian like a rain of arrows. Lin Xian focused his mind and calmed his qi as he slashed out with his sword. Streaks of fine sword light flashed past everyone's hearts, followed by a terrifying sword intent. Everyone trembled, as if their souls had been pierced by the sword. When they came back to their senses, they realized that the gigantic ice blue palms and the ice spikes in the sky had all shattered and scattered on the ground. Dragon counterstep, Lin Xian's figure flashed and disappeared on the spot. When he appeared again, he was already on Jiang Tianya's left side. Flying rainbow! The broken sword stabbed diagonally. The materialized sword qi was like a rainbow as it collided with Jiang Tianya's protective barrier, emitting a clanging sound. Clang, clang, clang. Jiang Tianya was indeed a veteran martial artist. His protective barrier was very thick, forcefully blocking this sword strike. However, this resistance only lasted for a moment before it was torn apart by the terrifying sword intent. Jiang Tianya was severely injured, and his body flew out. Everyone was completely stunned. Another sword strike defeated the enemy. Even a veteran martial artist like Jiang Tianya was not spared. Elder! The disciples of Cold Wind City were pale as they quickly ran forward. In just a short moment, all the elders and genius disciples of their branch were severely injured. The white-robed youth, Jiang Hong, narrowed his eyes. It seems that I have indeed underestimated you. However, since you dare to injure people in the Jiang clan, you are dead meat. No one can save you. Jiang Hong planned to do it himself. He stepped out with a cold expression. Humph, no one can stop me if I want to leave, Lin Xian said in a deep voice. Is that so? You can try. Jiang Hong's voice was cold. He raised his palm, and an aura that was even stronger than Jiang Tianya's overflowed. This aura made most of the people present tremble. As expected of a core disciple of Greenwater Lake, you are indeed extraordinary. You are even stronger than the elders of the branch. Lin Xian flicked his finger. Then the black cloak behind him fluttered, and instantly turned into 3 identical figures that ran in 3 different directions. Everyone was stunned. They did not expect Lin Xian to have such a secret technique. Jiang Hong was also frowning, but he reacted in an instant. He waved his fist, forming a fist shadow the size of a house, and blasted toward the clone in the center. Boom! A terrifying energy exploded, and waves of air rolled in the sky. Chapter 384. He was almost killed just now. How could he be satisfied? But he was not confident that he could defeat Lin Xian now. If he went up recklessly, he might end up worse. So he could only watch as Lin Xian left. Lin Xian left the Jiang clan and walked slowly on the streets of Blackfeather City. He was thinking about his next path. He had fallen out with the Jiang clan and could not go back in a short time, unless something special happened. But he did not regret it. Those people were fierce and wanted to kill him. If he did not resist, he would have been killed. I can't investigate openly. I can only investigate secretly. Lin Xian decided to find a chance to get close to the Jiang clan. But he would have to wait until after the Jiang clan meeting. Forget it. Let's find a place to stay first. Lin Xian walked toward the inn. Well, the little white monkey suddenly made a sound. Its big eyes blinked and were unusually bright. Its furry paws scratched Lin Xian's hair. The little white monkey pointed in a direction and screamed. You mean there's something good there? Lin Xian asked. The little white monkey nodded and pointed at itself with its paws. It has something to do with you. The little monkey nodded excitedly and looked very eager. Okay, I got it. Let's go have a look. Since he had nothing to do, Lin Xian ran in the direction the little white monkey pointed. As he ran, there were fewer and fewer people on the street. Finally, he came to a deserted area. There were not many people on the street. The surrounding houses were very old and covered with dust. It seemed that no one had been here for a long time. Lin Xian looked around and found a villa in front of him. So he walked over. The red door had become very dim and was covered with cobwebs. He pushed the door open and entered. The air inside was somewhat stifling. The smell of dust was everywhere. Lin Xian was secretly alert. He slowly spread out his soul power to check the surroundings. There was no danger in the yard. He looked at the house in front and was about to move. Suddenly, he sensed 2 auras rapidly approaching. Frowning, Lin Xian's body flickered, and he brought the little monkey to hide. Just as he hid himself, 2 figures quickly landed in the courtyard. Lin Xian used the black cloak's concealment ability and concealed his aura. Then he used his eye technique to sneak a peek. He saw 2 figures standing in the courtyard. One of them was a beautiful figure wearing a white dress. Her face was covered by a veil, so he couldn't see her face clearly. However, based on his intuition, Lin Xian knew that this woman must be very beautiful. Beside her was a five-colored peacock. The colorful feathers were like rainbows, extremely beautiful. However, the peacock was very anxious, as if something was attracting it. Lin Xian was greatly astonished that there was something here that had actually attracted two strange beasts. The multicolored peacock and the snow-white monkey were not ordinary demonic beasts. Something that could make them so excited was definitely not ordinary. The snow-white monkey blinked its black gem-like eyes and looked at Lin Xian pitifully. "Don't worry, you'll definitely get it." Lin Xian patted its head and comforted it. The beautiful white figure and the multicolored peacock also looked around cautiously. After making sure that there was no one around, they walked into the house. Lin Xian didn't act rashly. He planned to change his position and continue to investigate. At this moment, a cry of surprise came from inside the house. Lin Xian was surprised and quickly spread out his senses. Soon, the white figure and the multicolored peacock retreated into the courtyard. The two of them looked into the house nervously, as if they were very afraid of the person inside. "Kiki!" A strange cry came. Then, a figure as red as fire appeared in the courtyard. That person wore a red robe with a three-headed bird embroidered on it. It was very strange. "Since you're already here, why leave?" The voice was faint. Pretending to be mysterious, the beautiful woman in white snorted. "This peacock is not bad. I'll leave it here." The robe on his body emitted a light, and a red head appeared in front of him. Boom! The head of the strange bird the size of a house opened its mouth and spat out a huge fireball, like a falling meteor. It burned continuously and quickly rushed towards the multicolored peacock. "Humph!" The woman in white snorted and took out a hexagonal ancient mirror. She activated her spiritual power and shone it in front of her. Suddenly, a white light shot out and rushed towards the huge fireball. The air trembled. The white light was like a sharp divine spear and instantly shattered the red fireball. However, the shattered flames quickly changed in the air and rushed towards the multicolored peacock like a rain of fire. The multicolored peacock raised its head proudly, the feathers on its back fluttered, and a green curtain of light appeared. Sizzle! Like ice melting, the flames were quickly extinguished. Seeing this, the multicolored peacock chirped in disdain. "Not bad. It's a mutant peacock. Maybe it'll like it." The man in the red robe laughed sinisterly. He waved his sleeve and swept it downwards. The surrounding spiritual energy trembled, and a strange bird with a red body appeared on the ground. The bird had three heads, but the eyes on the two sides were closed, as if they were sleeping. Only the head in the middle was abnormally awake. Its eyes were like rubies. What kind of strange bird is this? Lin Xian was surprised. Three-headed vermilion blood bird. I didn't expect to see such a thing here. Lord Alcohol was also surprised. Is it very powerful? Lin Xian asked. It's more than powerful. It's terrifying. An adult three-headed vermilion blood bird can swallow a spirit-detecting expert in one gulp. Chapter 385. A powerful aura surrounded him, forming a strong gust of wind that blew everything around him away. Beside him was a majestic lion whose entire body was suffused with a golden color. Furthermore, there was a fine line on the golden lion's forehead that looked like a closed eye. Hee, another one has come. It seems like today's food is very sumptuous. The red-robed man's voice floated, filled with joy. Humph! The azure-armored man frowned slightly and said coldly, "Were you the one who lured us here?" "Not you, but them." The red-robed man pointed at the five-colored peacock and the golden lion Roar! The golden lion let out a low roar, as if it would pounce at any moment. The azure-armored man patted the golden lion's head, warning it not to act rashly. Suddenly, the golden lion revealed a puzzled look. The third vertical line on its forehead emitted a faint light that quickly swept in all directions. Finally, it locked onto a direction and roared again. In the courtyard, the white-robed woman and the red-robed man were also surprised as they looked in that direction. "Who is it? Get out here!" The azure-armored man snorted and waved his hand. The surrounding spiritual energy gathered to form a blood-colored spear. Following that, the blood-colored spear turned into an afterimage in the air as it quickly pierced forward. Boom! The stone pillar in front was instantly pierced as the terrifying energy blasted everything apart. A black figure gently landed on the ground. The white-robed woman and the red-robed man's expressions changed. They had been here for a long time, but they hadn't noticed anyone beside them. The red-robed man was even more shocked. His strength was extraordinary, and his cultivation had reached the spirit transformation realm. However, he still hadn't noticed someone else hiding beside him. Immediately, the three people and three beasts all looked at that person. It was a delicate youth of 17 or 18 years old. He was dressed in black and had a sharp look in his eyes. A snow-white monkey sat on his shoulder, looking exceptionally cute. This person was none other than Lin Xian, who was also extremely shocked. He had hidden himself very well, and even spirit transformation realm experts couldn't discover him. However, for some reason, he was discovered by the golden lion. That lion is also a natural mutant. Legend has it that the third eye on its forehead can see through everything. Although he hasn't matured yet, his vigilance surpasses that of a spirit transformation realm cultivator, Lord Alcohol transmitted. So that's how it is. I didn't expect there to be such a mystical Yao beast. Lin Xian exclaimed, "Who are you? Why are you hiding there?" The green-armored man asked, in a deep voice, "Just like you guys, I was lured here by this person." Lin Xian shrugged and explained. Wuji, the little white monkey nodded and made a funny face at the crowd. At this moment, the three of them finally noticed the snow-white monkey on Lin Xian's shoulder. However, other than being cute, there didn't seem to be anything special about the little monkey. So weak, what a useless monkey! The red-robed man snorted. He didn't sense the little white monkey's abnormality and immediately snorted disdainfully. What he needed was a mutated beast, or a beast with powerful blood essence. Only then could his three-headed vermilion blood bird evolve. When the snow-white monkey heard this, it immediately became unhappy. It bared its teeth and glared at the red-robed man, then gestured. The white-robed woman and the green-armored man revealed strange expressions. They easily understood what the little white monkey was trying to say. The little monkey seemed to be saying that it was unique, and that the red-robed man was blind and couldn't tell what was good. What a clever little monkey! It seems like it's not ordinary either, the white-robed woman said softly. The little white monkey nodded in agreement. "Humph, you're courting death," the red-robed man coldly shouted. "No matter what, these three beasts are mine." A powerful aura suddenly rose from his body like a sea of blood. It was terrifying and monstrous. "You want our companions? Dream on." The white-robed woman snorted. The green-armored man also revealed a trace of killing intent. "You want our beasts? You sure talk big." "Everyone, be careful. For the three-headed vermilion blood bird to grow, it needs the blood essence of other mutated beasts. That's why he lured us here, so that the strange bird can eat other beasts." Lin Xian exposed the red-robed man's trick. I didn't expect you to know the three-headed vermilion blood bird." The red-robed man was surprised. "So what if I know it?" He sneered, "Since the three of you are here, don't even think about leaving. You think you can stop me?" The light-armored man smiled disdainfully. The spirit energy on his body condensed into a long spear, as if it could see through the heaven and earth. Late, harmonious spirit realm. Lin Xian's eyes flashed. This aura was much stronger than Jiang Hong's. "Just me," the red-robed man shouted in a low voice. His body emitted an even stronger aura. "Spirit transformation realm," the white-robed woman exclaimed. The gap between the harmonious spirit realm and the spirit transformation realm was like an insurmountable gap. They were only harmonious spirit realm warriors, so they couldn't win against a spirit transformation realm warrior. Lin Xian was also shocked. He didn't expect the red-robed man to hide his strength. He didn't even sense it. The green-armored man's expression also changed. He stared at the red-robed man cautiously. Facing a spirit transformation realm warrior, he could only choose to retreat. Lin Xian and the others had the same idea. The three of them quickly left in three different directions. "Do you think you can escape?" The red-robed man roared. His palms were constantly changing seals. Suddenly, countless blood-red waves appeared around the courtyard, forming a sea of blood that sealed everyone inside. "Damn it, it's a formation!" The man from the Qing family shouted angrily. He punched out with a force that could split a mountain. However, when the force hit the sea of blood, it only caused a few ripples. "Don't waste your energy. You can't escape. Hand over the demonic beast, and I'll give you a quick death. Otherwise, you will suffer endless torture." The red-robed man's voice was cold, as if it came from hell. "Lord Alcohol, can you break it?" Lin Xian asked through voice transmission. He was also obstructed. "In my current state, I'm afraid it will take me some time to find it," Lord Alcohol said. Lin Xian nodded. He was prepared to stall for time. "The two of you, we can only work together now," Lin Xian said. The white-robed woman and the green-armored man nodded. Both of them wanted to work together. "You want to fight me with just the two of you?" The red-robed man sneered. The gap between the spirit transformation realm and the harmonious spirit realm was not small. This was common knowledge that everyone knew. Today, 3 harmonious spirit realm warriors dared to attack him. They were undoubtedly courting death. Moreover, there was an early harmonious spirit realm brat among them. "Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish." After speaking, the red-robed man turned into a blood-red shadow and rushed toward Lin Xian. Not good. The white-robed woman and the green-armored man's expression changed. Among the 3, Lin Xian's cultivation was the lowest. Now that the red-robed man took the initiative to attack Lin Xian wouldn't be able to escape. Chapter 386. In a moment of desperation, the two of them could only throw out a few attacks in an attempt to restrain the red-robed man. However, the red-robed man ignored their attacks because of his powerful cultivation. He quickly rushed toward Lin Xian. With a slap, a blood-red palm appeared in the sky with a pungent smell of blood. Lin Xian squinted his eyes. The great dragon sword in his body surged, ready to attack at any moment. The other 2 were late harmonious spirit realm, while he was only early harmonious spirit realm. Naturally, the red-robed man thought that he was the weakest. However, if someone really thought so, then they were gravely mistaken. Lin Xian could see that the red-robed man did not use his full strength in this slap. His eyes flashed as he found a flaw in the attack and stabbed out with his sword. The long sword was like a dragon. A terrifying sword intent gushed out like an angry dragon roaring, causing people's hearts to tremble. Puff! The thick sea of blood was split open and scattered to the sides. The huge blood-red palm in the sky was also pierced with a terrifying sword mark. The great dragon sword intent was crazily destroying everything. Clang! The broken autumn scar sword hit the red-robed man's palm, creating countless sparks. Waves of energy quickly spread out in all directions. Lin Xian felt a strong impact. He quickly used the silver lightning body to resist this force. Chi. His body slid a dozen meters away before stopping. The red-robed man was also surprised. Although that sword strike didn't injure him, it caused his palm to ache faintly. An early harmonious spirit realm brat was able to make him feel pain. This was impossible. In the distance, the white-robed woman and the middle-aged man were shocked. Lin Xian's strength was beyond their expectations. That attack just now, even they could not do better than Lin Xian. It seemed like there was a great chance for him to escape this time. The green-armored man clenched his fist. Interesting. It seems like I have underestimated you. The red-robed man slowly turned his palm and said. Lin Xian's heart sank. The terrifying attack just now did not hurt the red-robed man. This gave him a new understanding of spirit transformation realm warriors. Of course, he didn't use his full strength in that strike. At least, he only used 50% of his 70% sword intent. What a shocking sword intent. It seems like it's around 50%. If I let you continue to grow, you'll be in danger. The red-robed man's eyes were gloomy. I love killing geniuses like you the most. Attack together, the azure-armored man shouted. A long spear appeared in his hand, and his aura erupted like a flash flood. The spear pierced out like a dragon emerging from the sea with a majestic momentum. On the other side, the white-clothed woman activated the ancient mirror in her hand with all her strength, shooting out a white light beam that was as thick as a mountain. Lin Xian activated his 50% sword intent, and sword chi swept out in all directions. Every sword strike contained a powerful killing intent. The long spear, the ancient mirror, and the sword chi quickly rushed towards the red-robed man in the center. Boundless blood sea. The red-robed man raised his hands to the sky, and a red ball of energy appeared on his body and quickly spread out. Boom! Crimson waves of blood surged, and all the attacks that hit them were quickly dissolved. Within the blood sea, arc-shaped ripples appeared, forming a powerful suction force that seemed to want to devour people. Lin Xian used the Dragon Rebel step, and his figure was like a ghost as he quickly dodged. However, the blood sea seemed to have no boundaries, and it chased after him without letting him go. Windslayer. He used his eye technique to find the weak point, and the sword chi that was like a storm tore open a crack. In the other two directions, the white-clothed woman and azure-armored man also narrowly avoided the attacks. No, he's too strong. The white-clothed woman's face was slightly pale. That attack just now was just a casual attack from the red-robed man, and the three of them had to use all their strength to dodge it. It couldn't be helped. Although the spirit transformation realm and the harmonious spirit realm only had a difference of one word, the gap between them was huge. After entering the spirit transformation realm, the harmonious spirit realm couldn't compare with the heaven and earth spiritual energy. Try this move, spirit transformation blood sea. The red-robed man seemed to be toying with the three of them. He waved his hand, and red spiritual energy shot out. Suddenly, countless demonic beasts appeared in the blood sea. They had all kinds of forms, and they were ferocious and terrifying. Boom! A 300-meter-long blood python rushed toward the white-clothed woman with terrifying winds and clouds. A giant elephant, as big as a mountain, rushed toward the azure-armored man. A four-armed demonic bear that was more than 10 meters tall charged toward Lin Xian. The scene was terrifying, as if a real demonic beast had been reborn. This was the ability of the spirit transformation realm. They could use their own spiritual energy to transform into the form of other demonic beasts, unlike the harmonious spirit realm, who could only squander their spiritual energy. These should be the demonic beasts he killed before, Lord Alcohol said. What? Lin Xian was shocked. So many powerful demonic beasts, and they're all killed. He was on full alert, not daring to be careless. A great battle broke out, and the sky was filled with dazzling lights. The four-armed demonic bears, every attack was comparable to a late, harmonious spirit realm warrior. It could be said that its strength was boundless. An ordinary, harmonious spirit realm warrior would have been killed long ago. Lin Xian relied on his nimble movement technique to contend with it. At this moment, the power of the art of longevity was finally displayed. This mysterious cultivation technique that he had been cultivating since the beginning was now displaying its formidable power. Under the circulation of the art of longevity, Lin Xian felt that his absorption of spiritual energy in the surroundings had increased. This speed was far from what a harmonious spirit realm warrior could achieve. After entering the harmonious spirit realm, the quality of one's cultivation technique was reflected in the absorption of spiritual energy. The faster the absorption, not only could the warrior maintain a powerful combat strength, but the power contained in each attack would also increase. This unknowingly increased the warrior's combat strength. Normally, a warrior with a higher cultivation technique would be able to crush a warrior with a lower cultivation technique. However, Lin Xian's art of longevity was something that even an earth rank cultivation technique couldn't compare to. Boom! With a slash of his sword, the green sword Qi transformed into a ferocious dragon that coiled around the four-armed demonic bear. Transformation. The red-robed man was shocked. No, this isn't a transformation technique of a spirit transformation realm warrior. Perhaps it's a special martial technique. The red-robed man shook his head, but the power of his attack still shocked him. Although Lin Xian's cultivation was the lowest among the three, it seemed that his strength was the most terrifying. The white-robed woman and the green-armored man were only evenly matched with the blood sea demonic bear, but Lin Xian was able to suppress it. Not only did Lin Xian possess a mystical cultivation technique like the art of longevity, but he also mastered an offensive saint art like the great dragon sword seal. In the eyes of outsiders, it was simply a technique of a spirit transformation realm warrior. The green dragon coiled around the four-armed demonic bear, preventing it from moving. Lin Xian jumped up and quickly swung his azure cloud sword technique. The cloud-slashing sword Qi was incomparably ethereal. A fine sword flew out like a white cloud. Puff! Two heavenly pillar-like arms were chopped off and fell into the blood sea, stirring up thousands of waves. Sudden thunder. In the sky above, silver lightning fell, forming a six-pointed formation, and suddenly crashed down. Roar! The blood sea demonic bear was struck by the lightning, and its bloody body quickly melted. It was originally formed by blood Qi, so it was innately afraid of lightning. In a flash, the huge demonic bear turned into a pool of blood. Humph! The red-robed man snorted and withdrew the blood sea demonic bear. The white-robed woman and the green-armored man heaved a sigh of relief and looked at Lin Xian in surprise. Chapter 387. They had seen Lin Xian's performance just now, and it was indeed shocking. However, although they were shocked, they didn't feel inferior. They also had their own trump cards. What are you up to now? Lin Xian asked in a deep voice. It's easy to kill you, but before that, I'll let you watch a good show. The red-robed man laughed sinisterly. Then, the three-headed vermilion bloodbird beside him walked out. Kiki, it's time to eat. The three-headed vermilion bloodbird let out an excited cry. The head in the middle kept turning, and its body emitted a fiery red glow. He first set his eyes on the five-colored peacock. The spirit energy in the surroundings surged and quickly formed a huge fireball. This strange bird can control the spirit energy of heaven and earth. It's indeed powerful. Lin Xian frowned slightly. A red light flashed, and the fireball in the sky rushed toward the five-colored peacock with a terrifying heat wave. How dare you? The white-robed beauty struck out with her palm, sending the fireball flying. The three-headed vermilion bloodbird let out an angry cry. Its wings flapped rapidly, forming endless flames. If you don't want to die immediately, stay here until you die of old age. The red-robed man stomped his foot, forming a blood-red prison that pressed down on the white-robed woman. The white-robed woman struggled with all her might, but she couldn't break free. Now, enjoy it. Lin Xian was silent. The red-robed man's action was obviously to train the three-headed vermilion bloodbird. However, this gave Lin Xian an opportunity. Lord Chiu could use this opportunity to find a flaw in the formation. As long as they found it, they would be able to escape with their strength. The three-headed vermilion bloodbird spread its wings and flew in circles in the sky like a ball of burning flame. With an ear-piercing cry, it turned into a fiery red light and rushed down. Beside it were fireballs that looked like a rain of fire. Perhaps a harmonious spirit realm warrior wouldn't be able to withstand such power. The five-colored peacock emitted a green glow, forming a natural barrier in front of it, blocking all the fireballs. At the same time, the feathers on its body were like heavenly eyes, shooting out dark green light. Buzz, 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 like thousands of divine spears in the sky. The attack was enough to kill an ordinary, harmonious spirit realm warrior 1,000 times over. Crack! The three vermilion bloodbirds were as fast as lightning. Their sharp claws were comparable to precious weapons as they tore through the void. Lin Xian was surprised. These two demonic beasts were much stronger than ordinary, harmonious spirit realm warriors. He couldn't help but worry about the little white monkey. He never knew what the monkey's bottom line was, and he didn't know if the little white monkey could withstand the attack of the three-headed vermilion bloodbird. However, the snow-white little monkey's face was filled with excitement. There was no trace of fear on its face. It seemed to have sensed Lin Xian's emotions and patted Lin Xian's shoulder with its furry little paw, looking as if it could do it. Lin Xian was so angry that he laughed. He rubbed the little white monkey's head and continued to watch the battle. In the sky, the two strange beasts turned into two streaks of red and green light. They kept colliding, creating countless sparks in the sky. In the end, the three crimson bloodbirds spat out a palm-sized purple flame, which pierced through the five-colored peacock's green barrier. As soon as the flames appeared, the void distorted. Plop! The five-colored peacock fell beside the white-robed woman, its body trembling nonstop. Clearly, it was severely injured. Anan, the white-robed woman, cried out in alarm. She struggled to break free and quickly held the five-colored peacock tightly. Fortunately, the five-colored peacock was only burned. Its life was not in danger. The white-robed woman sighed. She knew that it wasn't because the five-colored peacock was weak, but because it hadn't fully matured yet. A fully matured five-colored peacock could unleash five-colored divine light that could wipe out everything in the world. As for the one in her hand, it could only unleash one type of divine light. After defeating the five-colored peacock, the three crimson bloodbirds set their eyes on the golden lion. Roar! The golden lion roared. It leaped and arrived in front of the three crimson bloodbirds in a flash. Its sharp claws were even scarier than the sword energy and blade light. It directly grabbed the head of the beast. Swoosh! The 3 crimson blood birds turned into a streak of flame and nimbly dodged the attack. Boom! The ground cracked, creating a terrifying crack that spread into the distance. A fiery red light flashed. The 3 crimson blood birds spread their wings and dived down. Under its control, the purple flame appeared in the sky again. The void distorted. A flame that could kill a late harmonious spirit realm expert flew toward the golden lion. Lin Xian could feel the terrifying heat from afar. He was afraid that even his silver lightning body might not be able to withstand it, as expected of a legendary demonic beast. It has such strength at such a young age. How enviable! Lin Xian took a deep breath and asked through voice transmission, "Lord Alcohol, have you found a flaw? It will take some time. I can only rely on your soul force to sense it. The efficiency is very low," Lord Alcohol explained. Lin Xian could only wait patiently. He looked at the courtyard again. The golden lion remained motionless. The moment the purple flame fell, it quickly leaped to the side. Boom! A terrifying crater appeared in the ground. The bottom couldn't be seen. The golden lion's body emitted a golden light. The vertical lines on its forehead emitted endless light. A heart-palpitating force appeared out of thin air. An illusory door appeared behind it. It was pitch black, like the door to hell. Could this lion be? The red-robed man looked at the pitch-black door. A trace of shock appeared on his face. He seemed to have thought of something, but he wasn't sure. Impossible. How could such a demonic beast appear here? Perhaps it's just its descendant. The red-robed man denied the idea in his heart. He believed that it was just the descendant of an ancient demonic beast. Although it had the power of bloodline, it wasn't strong. Even so, its power was enough to kill any harmonious spirit realm expert. The 3-headed vermilion blood bird looked cautious. Its fiery red eyes stared at the door. Its 2 heads trembled slightly, as if they were about to wake up. The vertical lines on the golden lion's forehead emitted a dazzling light, as if they were about to open at any moment. The pitch-black door behind it was also trying hard to open. The green-armored man was nervous. The golden lion hadn't matured yet. If it rashly activated its 3rd eye, there would be terrible consequences. On the other side, the red-robed man didn't want the other 2 heads to wake up too early. Therefore, he quickly stopped the battle. The green-armored man let out a sigh of relief and called back the golden lion. The 3-headed crimson blood bird also let out a low cry with dissatisfaction. However, it did not continue to fight with the golden lion. It turned its head and looked at the little white monkey. This time, a hint of disdain could be seen in its eyes. The other 2 also looked at the little white monkey with worry in their eyes. In their opinion, the snow-white monkey didn't show any signs of abnormality. It probably couldn't withstand the attack of the 3-headed vermilion blood bird. The little white monkey, on the other hand, had an excited look on its face as it waved its furry little paws and performed its self-created monkey fist. With a stomp of its feet, it flew out like a snowball. The 3-headed vermilion blood bird let out a dissatisfied cry and opened its mouth to spit out a red fireball. The speed of the fireball was so fast that even a harmonious spirit realm warrior would not be able to dodge it. Chapter 388. However, Snow White Little Who made a face in the air and then slowly dodged. Whoosh! The little monkey disappeared into thin air and reappeared in front of the 3-headed vermilion bird. Boom! Its furry paw slapped the 3-headed vermilion bird's head. The head in the middle was stunned and felt dizzy for a moment. Woochie woochie! The little white monkey jumped up and kicked the 3-headed vermilion bird away. The woman in white and the man in light armor were stunned. They stared at the little white monkey and couldn't calm down for a long time. The red-robed man's face darkened, and there was a trace of murderous intent in his eyes. Lin Xian was also surprised. He didn't expect the little white monkey to be so powerful. Puff, puff. The three-headed vermilion bird got up from the ground and kept flapping its wings. Its red eyes were cold. The three-headed vermilion bird was covered in purple flames. It was full of dangerous aura. Even now, its head was still in a daze, which was a disgrace to it. On the other side, the little white monkey stretched out its furry paw and waved its paw provocatively. Boom! The three-headed vermilion bird exploded and unleashed purple flames that covered the sky. However, the little white monkey was very fast. It was like a bolt of white lightning and could easily dodge the purple flames every time. The azure-armored man and the woman in white were shocked. They didn't think the little white monkey would win, but its performance was amazing. Not only was it not injured, but it even suppressed the three-headed vermilion bird. Is this little monkey also a kind of ancient beast? The two of them were surprised. The five-colored peacock and the golden lion beside them looked at the little white monkey with a hint of fear in their eyes. The red-robed man's face darkened. His three-headed vermilion bird was frighteningly big. Warriors under the spirit transformation realm were no match for it. Ordinary beasts were no match for it. However, this ancient strange bird was being played by a little monkey of unknown origin. It was hard for him to accept. Damn it, what the hell is that monkey? How can it be so powerful? In the courtyard, the three-headed crimson bloodbird was completely enraged. Not only did it fail to hurt the little white monkey, it was knocked out again. Its wings flapped, and the left side of its head trembled rapidly. The red eyelid of the head that had been sleeping for a long time seemed to twitch. Suddenly, in the purple sea of fire, the sound of thunder appeared out of nowhere, and purple lightning vaguely appeared. Are they about to open? The white-robed woman and the azure-armored man both felt a tremor coming from their souls. Lin Xian's face darkened slightly. He also felt the terror of the stimulating lightning, which was even stronger than his own silver lightning. The snow-white little marquis seemed to have sensed danger. His pitch-black eyes seemed to have turned into two black holes, rapidly spinning. An aura that was even more terrifying than the purple lightning emanated from its body. Everyone present was stunned. The red-robed man's expression was extremely unsightly because that power was enough to threaten his life. The great dragon sword intent in Lin Xian's body surged and quickly eliminated the pressure. Where did this monkey come from? Lin Xian was very curious. In the distance, the red-robed man was alarmed. He didn't dare let the three-headed crimson bloodbird continue fighting. At that moment, Lord Alcohol also found a flaw in the array formation. "Little White, come back!" Lin Xian softly shouted. The little monkey's body trembled as it revealed a look of confusion. The two black vortexes in its eyes quickly disappeared. It quickly regained its lively expression. "I've found the exit of the array formation. Please follow me." Lin Xian quickly transmitted his voice. The white-robed woman withdrew her five-colored peacock and ran towards Lin Xian with the azure-armored man. The three of them ran towards a corner in the southwest direction. "Junior, how dare you?" The red-robed man was enraged. That was the flaw in his array formation. However, this flaw was very well hidden. Even a spirit transformation realm expert might not be able to find it. How did these three discover it? Could it be luck? The red-robed man couldn't think of any other reason, but even if it was luck, he wouldn't allow the three of them to leave. He once again unleashed a monstrous sea of blood. Countless terrifying blood sea demonic beasts charged towards Lin Xian and company. As for the red-robed man himself, he quickly rushed over. "Don't hold back anymore, or you'll really die," Lin Xian shouted, as he brandished the broken sword in his hand, drawing an indescribable trajectory in the air. Suddenly, the clouds in the sky churned as a huge and simple long sword quickly appeared in the sky. This aura is so terrifying. The white-robed woman and azure-armored man's pupils constricted as they looked at Lin Xian in horror. They realized that this was Lin Xian's true strength. Open, seeing the red-robed man's speed, the azure-armored man no longer held back. He held a spear in his right hand and summoned a blood-colored flag out of thin air with his left hand. It fluttered in the air. Suddenly, a terrifying pressure appeared around him, as if the entire world was being stared at. "The Great Flag Sect," the white-robed woman exclaimed. The red-robed man in the distance also revealed a look of shock. The Great Flag Sect was as famous as the Dragon Elephant Sect. It was also one of the top 6 factions in the rising Dragon Nation. Lin Xian quickly recalled this information. He did not expect the azure-armored man to be from the Great Flag Sect. Even if you are from the Great Flag Sect, don't even think about leaving. After the red-robed man recovered from his shock, a strong killing intent appeared in his eyes again. The blood sea around them became even more real. The heavy waves made the 3 of them tremble. The white-robed woman did not care about hiding her strength and activated the energy in her body with all her might. Behind her, a blurry shadow appeared. It was holding a crystal jade bottle that emitted endless radiance. This is the bloodline of the Jiang clan. The red-robed man was shocked again. Jiang clan? Lin Xian was also shocked. He did not expect the white-robed woman to be from the Jiang clan. Moreover, the Jiang clan seemed to have a mysterious bloodline power. It seemed that these factions were not simple. After Lin Xian defeated Jiang Hong, he did not put the Jiang clan's disciples in his eyes. At this moment, it seemed that he was too rash. The Jiang clan clearly had a terrifying bloodline power. It was just that he had not encountered it yet. In the sky, the huge and simple longsword rumbled as it slashed down with an aura that could shatter mountains and rivers. The blurry shadow behind the white-robed woman also shot out a silvery waterfall and rushed forward. In the sky, the azure-armored man held the blood-red flag and stirred up the heaven and earth. These 3 forces had almost exceeded the limit of a harmonious spirit realm warrior. Even the red-robed man, who was a spirit transformation realm warrior, felt his heart tremble at this moment. If it was only one of the attacks, he was confident that he could break it open. Even if there were 2, he was not afraid. However, all 3 of the attacks were so terrifying that they put him in an extremely dangerous situation. "Break for me!" He quickly put away the 3 crimson blood birds and merged the blood sea that filled the sky into his body. Layers of demonic red ripples surged out from his body and formed an indescribable force that protected him. Lin Xian and the other 2 could not care less about the red-robed man. If the energy in the courtyard exploded, they would be dead for sure. However, the snow-white little monkey disappeared with a whoosh. This is the breakthrough point. Attack with all your might. Lin Xian quickly said, "You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories."